Misfits and dope addicts are here.
George in Syracuse also feels good.
Syracuse.
In Syracuse.
That really made me want to get down with my bad self.
I love that song.
Pretty good.
But I hear it and I say, Apollo Creed, no.
I hear it and I say, yeah, it used to be fun living in America.
Oh, jeez.
I hear it and I think to myself, what a very interesting song about infrastructure. It's
So why on this day? Or
It's
nothing?
4th of July tomorrow.
Okay. So James Brown, song written by Dan Hartman.
Really?
And Charlie Midnight, also known as Charlie Kaufman. And it was, and the band that played on that song, of course, James Brown, lead vocals. It says here lead vocals and backing vocals.
Well, that's what those are.
Yeah.
Those are the
Stevie Ray Vaughan, lead guitar.
What? I didn't know that.
Well,
Really?
that's why I do this, Gina, so you can learn something here.
I knew I liked that song.
Dan Hartman on rhythm guitar, and some really great names on horns. The Uptown Horns featuring Arno Hecht, Bob Funk, Crispin Coe, Hollywood Paul Latrell, trumpets, saxophones, and trombones. The Uptown Horns. It's pretty
Just
hot.
all good and makes me happy. I needed that this morning. I was feeling a little down with the big beautiful bill, and
Not only is it from the Rocky Four, it's from they used it in NASCAR Pontiac commercials with drivers Mike Skinner, Jack Sprague, and Jerry Nadeau, and Johnny Benson Jr. and Ricky Craven. Great racers, all, you know. And Dan Hartman also put it on his own recording of it.
Oh, really? Boy, after hearing James
yeah,
Brown,
why would you?
try?
I'm curious.
Why would you dare?
Well, he wrote it. I'm
I
curious.
know, but
I'm curious as to what he did. It's on his album, Keep the Fire
what
Burning.
is this that you're doing?
This is a song about James Brown.
Oh,
Yeah.
So I thought I'd throw it
I
on
like
while
this.
I look for it.
Just got home. Gotta go me back to Cherokee. Driving fast, I flash past, the cops are chasing me. I passed, she looked fine. She said that she was mine. She was cute.
I got this song. This is great.
And that's the bottom line. It's a man's world
In America.
Jump back in myself. Please, 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 in
America.
Slipping into hell.
Oh, maybe we should have played this instead. Yeah.
It's a little more appropriate, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dan Hartman.
This is Dan Hartman. That's what it says anyway. Sounds like James Brown.
Superhighways,
no, that's him.
coast to coast, easy to get anywhere.
Sorry, it's not James Brown.
No.
Transcontinental overload.
I mean, it's not. If I'd never heard the James Brown one,
You'd say this is okay.
You'd say this is all
yeah.
right.
Destination that's too far. And somewhere
It sounds to me like he just removed James Brown vocal from the recording.
Maybe.
You know.
station to station.
Of course, Dan Hartman has a song I really, really like.
I Can Dream About You.
Yeah.
And I always thought Dan Hartman was black
Oh,
Of course.
really?
because
That's
in the movie.
They lip sync
they
it.
a black guy is lip singing, but he's not. but
Streets of Fire, baby.
but he has one of those voices that
Mm.
I could see it either way.
This is
Each tear that falls from my eyes.
a very good song.
I like this song.
The remedy to cure this whole heart of mine. I can dream about you if I can't hold you tonight.
Hall & Oates would have done a better job with it.
Dream about
Oh no, I like it just like this.
you know how to hold me just right.
He died very young,
Dan Hartman?
43, of a brain tumor.
Oh.
I didn't know that either.
No. You can't dream about anyone.
No.
As I recall, Streets of Fire was not a good movie.
It was not.
This was the best part of it.
Great soundtrack, but
Yeah, wasn't this like it was a not just one guy singing? It was a group.
yeah, it was,
it was like
kind of a doo-wop.
and they would dance and.
Yeah.
Among the songs that Dan Hartman wrote and recorded were "Free Ride"
Really?
as a member of the Edgar Winter Group.
Really?
"Relight My Fire," "Instant Replay," "I Can Dream About You," all of that stuff from Streets of Fire, and of course "Living in America," which he wrote and produced.
He wrote "Free Ride." That's a song I enjoy.
This is his version.
I was
of
going
it.
to say this doesn't sound right. No, that's not right at all. No, I don't care for that.
It's his song, Gina. He can do what he wants.
There we go. That's it. This is like road trip music.
And he was in the Edgar Winter Group.
I didn't know that.
He's the one that's not an albino.
So he's not black, but he's also not an albino.
That's
he's
right.
somewhere
In between.
in between.
He also wrote the disco hit "Love Sensation," was recorded by Lolita Holloway, and that song is well known.
This has been Farting Around with Carrie, Bill, and Gina on X96, Radio from Hell.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
We'll take a break now, and we'll return to the hot box that is the Radio from Hell studio and take your phone calls. 877-602-9696. Check in with the Radio from Hell show. This will be your last time to do that this week. We're off tomorrow. And then I'm taking Monday off as well. But 877-602-9696. Check in with us. We'd like to hear from you in the morning. You can also text us if you like to do that, 33986.
All right, ranlife.com/X96.
Ranlife, my mortgage company for quite a long time. And they're a local mortgage company. So if you're worried about down payment money if you want to buy a home, and who isn't worried about that, or you're worried about the monthly cost, Ranlife has got your back. They're there for you, baby. They've always been there. Experts at making housing more affordable, and now they've got a brand new program launched just this last month that's changing the whole game for home buyers. Most down payment assistance programs will stick you with a second loan, meaning you've got 2 monthly payments. That's no fun. But this not with Ranlife. They have the second mortgage is deferred to the end of the first loan. That means no second payment ever. You just you pick up when the other one's done. If they can explain more about it and how it works, so that you can get it home and afford a down payment, go to ranlife.com/X96. That's ranlife.com/X96 for more.
This
On his electric scooter, just park it over there.
Thank you.
Okay, there. Good morning, Frank.
Is this outlet being used?
No, you
If I
plug it in.
This won't screw up the phone.
No, the phones are already screwed up,
Oh,
Frank.
okay, all right.
Go ahead, plug it in.
All right.
Frank Christus joined us in the studio, and Frank is the reaper of celebrity souls. And you didn't have anything to do with the phones, did you?
Oh, no.
He wants to talk
I
to
love
people.
playing the game.
The game is called Frank Chris Presents.
They're fine. They're just fine. This is the only thing I have to look forward to.
Sorry. Frank is here. He loves celebrities. He just loves them. And but he is charged with reaping their souls, putting them in the sidecar of his electric scooter, and taking them off to the distribution center.
Yes.
Frank does not kill these people.
No, I'm an escort.
You collect them when they're gone.
Now, there's a text question here that says, does Frank play any sort of Deadpool game to pass the time? Well, I'm the keeper of the Deadpool
Yeah,
game.
you can't play.
No.
You're the master.
Yes,
This is as close as Frank gets to having a good time, right?
exactly what I'm doing right now.
All right. Frank, has given me a list of 4 celebrities. These are all Oscar-winning film directors.
Okay.
And Nick, you're playing on behalf of somebody.
Somebody.
All right,
Yeah.
4 Sting tickets. Are you ready to play?
I believe so.
Okay, now remember, Nick, 3 of the directors on this list, they're fine.
They're fine.
They're just fine.
I checked on them on the way over.
But one of them has passed. How are you today, by the way, Nick?
I'm fine. I'm just fine.
Oh, good.
Okay, good. Here we go, Nick. Directors. Number 1, Thomas Hooper. Thomas Hooper began making short films as a teenager and had his first professional short, Painted Faces, broadcast on Channel 4 in England. In addition to winning an Oscar for The King's Speech, he won 2 Golden Raspberry Awards for Worst Director and Worst Screenplay for the live-action movie of Cats.
It was not good.
Number 1, Thomas Hooper. Number 2, Catherine Ann Bigelow, known for her shifting relationship with Hollywood and its conventional film standards and techniques. Her work both satisfies and transcends the demands of formula, they write. She won an Oscar for directing The Hurt Locker. She directed Zero Dark 30 and a very fine vampire movie, Near Dark. Number 2, Catherine Bigelow. Number 3, Sidney Pollack. Directed more than 20 films and 10 TV shows, acted as well in 30 movies. He did many feature films, but he won an Oscar for directing Out of Africa. Sidney Pollack, number 3. And number 4, Alfonso Cuarón, Mexican film director, known for directing films in a wide variety of genre. He did a romantic drama, Great Expectations, a family drama, A Little Princess, the coming-of-age road film, You Tu Mama Tambien. He won 2 Oscars for Gravity and for Roma. Number 4, Alfonso Cuarón, who is the dead director.
I'm going to take a shot in the dark here and say Bigelow, number 2.
Catherine Bigelow, no.
No, she's fine.
No, she's fine.
She's fine.
But Nick, we give the regular contestants a second chance.
Oh, I'm very familiar.
Okay, we're going to give you a second chance. So listen carefully. Is it Thomas Hooper, Catherine Bigelow, Sidney Pollack, or Alfonso Cuarón?
Was it Pollack?
It was.
Oh, my goodness.
Sidney Pollack died in 2008 at the age of 73. I was going to say he won an Oscar for directing Tootsie, but now I remember he was in Tootsie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he directed it, too.
Did he direct it as well? But he didn't win an Oscar for that,
No.
I don't think. All right, Nick, so congratulations. You have won on behalf of a random listener. And what is the keyword?
How do you spell Pollack?
You're going to make this difficult.
Yeah.
How about Tootsie?
It's not that. Tootsie?
Tootsie?
How about Tootsie?
Tootsie.
You said it enough now, I guess.
Tootsie.
Yeah. How do you spell that, Gina?
Tootsie. Tootsie.
Tootsie. Tootsie. Send that to 33986. Message and data rates may apply, and I'll give somebody a phone call if they won those Sting tickets.
Sting coming Saturday to USANA Amphitheater.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you for playing.
You might have to play Beat Gina.
No, we got to figure out
That's
how
true.
to fix
I read the
phone.
book. That's,
Of course you
they
do.
snort ants.
Yeah.
All right, 6:20. Let's get this over with.
You know what I would snort? I would snort Mill Creek coffee if I could.
You could just drink it, Bill. It's better that way.
I'm thinking of grinding up the beans, though, and snorting them, just because I like them so much.
A little White Mountain going here.
Yeah, I had some French roast this morning. So let's get this thing going. Do we have a sponsor here?
Utah First Credit Union's personal checking, where every feature comes standard. Learn more at utahfirst.com.
Let's go to your check-ins in just a second. 877-602-9696 is the number. No one has taken the opportunity to check in with us yet, but you can also text us if you like, 33986. The moon is 56.8% of full. It's a waxing gibbous moon. The moon will rise today at 2:44 p.m., today being Thursday. It's the 3rd day of July in the year of our Lord Jesus Christ, 2025. It's National Compliment Your Mirror Day.
Compliment your mirror.
Yeah, because the guy looking back at me is so good looking.
Handsome.
Hey, look at you. It's National Eat Beans Day. National Fried
Can we hear
Clams
some
Day.
bean song, Carrie? Maybe?
Let me find
National Fried Clams Day. And it's National Independent Beer Run Day.
Independent, like Smokey and the Bandit?
I think it's just make a beer run, but don't buy a national brand. Buy an independent brand. And let's get it going now. This is a live, all-new edition of the Radio from Hell show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio. It's Kerry Jackson right there. I'm Bill Allred, right someplace over there. Gina Barberi is a Lord of Morning Radio as well. Katie, for short, is our fine producer. We have Maya helping out, and it is and the dog Vax is in there as well. And there you go.
Vax.
There he is.
Would you come on
Yeah,
now?
looking a little. I kind of icky when he lays down like that.
I mean, I'm glad he's that comfortable,
Yeah.
but
it makes me
want
to do that. I'm going to do that. I'm gonna do
when
that.
it's hot, that's kind of what you feel like doing, right?
Jeez, and it's like an oven in here. I'm feeling sweat dripping down parts of my body that I can't say on the radio. All right, check-ins, if you will.
All right.
Let's see who we have here. Oh, there's somebody on.
What do we got?
It's Brody on line one.
Brody on one.
Up in Idaho Falls. Good morning. Morning, Brody.
Good morning. Good morning, Lords. I'm sorry that your AC is not working, but it's currently overcasting 62 degrees with a 44% chance of rain here. So
Nice.
Pleasant.
very pleasant, but not today. I'm trying to get my brisket on the pellet grill now, but it's a chance of rain, so I'm scared for it.
Okay. Are you putting your brisket on that? Was it the pellet grill that you won in the barbecue contest?
Yes, I'm gonna give that a try and see how that turns out.
Well, good. I hope it's. Listen, if it turns out well, just cut off a hunk of it, put it in an envelope, and send it down here, will you?
Sure.
If you find a box with wet marks and/or grease, you probably got the right box.
All right. All right. Thank you, Brody.
Thanks, Brody.
See ya.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you. Howard is here.
Hi, Howard.
Howard, you're up in Morgan, huh?
Yeah, just a little south of heaven in Morgan, Utah.
Is
I'll be up your way this weekend.
is Morgan south of
Oh.
heaven?
Yeah, it's south of Huntsville.
Just
That's
a little-
heaven.
Yeah, we got a little community party tonight at 6, potluck, so come on by. I did the pulled pork, or at least a good share of it.
Oh, good. What do you do in Morgan? Why do you live there?
I'm retired, and that's why it's a little south of heaven. Next step is right into heaven.
Oh, my.
He's on the doorstep right there.
Knock, knock, knocking
That's
on
it.
heaven's door.
That's it. Yep.
Is it nice and cool up there?
Yeah, let's see, 61 degrees
Yep.
right now.
That sounds better than
man.
down here.
And I'm on my way down the hill going to the Ogden Athletic Club. That's my daily routine. Swim a mile or so and row 4,000 meters.
It's just straight down the hill, down
Weber Canyon?
Highway 89 there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to go there.
84.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And craziest road in Utah. I moved up here 4 years ago, and a friend that lived in Mountain Green told me, don't ever disrespect 84. And he's absolutely right. Every day, at least, well, let's say every week, somebody's either died on a motorcycle or laid a semi on its side or in the center divider. Dangerous canyon that people don't respect.
It's twistier than you think it is,
Yeah, it's
and
very
there's
twisty.
a bunch of construction there right now too. So
Yeah, they're wrapping that up, thankfully, on the would be the westbound lane.
Yeah.
The eastbound side is still a mess.
yeah, well, have a good swim.
Thanks for checking
Thanks,
in with
Howard.
us. We'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you guys. Enjoy your show. Bye.
Thank you. Let's go to Amy.
Hi, Amy.
Hi, guys. Good morning.
Good morning.
What are you doing today?
Dropping everybody off to work and then going to work myself. So we get to sit in a hot car today because the car that I normally drive around in, the alternator broke yesterday. And the backup vehicle has no air conditioning.
Oh no!
So this is your personal vehicle or your work vehicle?
No, it's the work vehicle. And so I had to do it for half the day yesterday, and it was a sweaty mess.
Yeah,
I don't.
And the crew did not enjoy it at all.
No.
So,
what kind of crew? What do you guys do?
So I drive railroad crew members around, and so The backup vehicle is a minivan.
Oh.
And I had four adult men in the vehicle, taking them to their next stopping point, and I'm very happy.
No, a
'cause
minivan, you
it
can't really open the windows.
Well, we did.
Yeah.
We
Doesn't
did
help. Doesn't
70
help.
on the freeway, four windows down. It was still burning hot.
It
so.
doesn't help.
Well, sorry you're dealing with that today.
And 4 male railroad workers, I bet they smell great.
Yeah.
The ones that were in the car did not smell awful, so that was a bonus.
Well, good.
All right.
But I have good smelling lotion to counteract it.
All right, Amy.
Thanks for checking in, Amy.
See ya.
All right. Bye-bye. Let's see. Joyce checking in from the side of the mountain.
Well, hang on.
Mixer driver Shane in Tickaboo. Stacy from Crowder, Oklahoma. Aaron from Alpine. Mike in Nashville. Sleepless in Sandy is checking in. Weber State Professor Jake checking in. Let's see. Good morning from Ron the Carpenter. I need to point out this weekend is the anniversary of the Jaws movie.
That's Carrie celebrates every 4th of July.
4th of July. It's also the 40th anniversary of Back to the Future, in case you were wondering.
Oh.
Let's see. Some of you kids don't understand how big this movie was. We went from Mary Poppins and Chitty Chitty Bang Bang to Jaws, and life was never the same. Yeah. Quinn the Barber checking in. Batchman Justin. Oh, I have a question for our garbage people.
Yeah.
Well, put that a different way.
Our trash workers.
Our sanitation workers.
Yes.
So my trash day is tomorrow, a holiday. Do I put it out, or do I wait till the next day?
Because I got in trouble with this last holiday.
Yeah. So if our sanitation workers could let me know if I take the garbage out or not.
Might depend on what municipality.
Yeah.
Well, it's Mount Doom. He's in the Mount Doom.
Mount Doom. Misha Akaverta checking in. Red, white, and blue M&M cookies and milk. Best breakfast. Johnny B checking in. I got to my lot and saw a rat scamper under the Conex. I have a new friend, and I will hug him and pet him and call him Esteban.
Esteban, that's the name of our rat.
Yeah. Tristan from the most west of Jordan. Everybody's checking in, so let's begin traffic.
And so here's how traffic's going to go. It's not busy this morning. But as the day goes on, this is the busiest between, they're saying like 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. is when everyone's getting out of town. That's when things will be bad. They're asking people to leave earlier if you can, or wait till after 7 o'clock. But right now, everything seems to be moving well. If you want to check in as an Infinity member, you can do that via text at 33986. Cascade Collision Repair is Utah's leader for certified repairs. Get a free estimate online at cascadecollision.com or in person, including their newest location in West Valley.
All right, we will take a break. We will play a song. After that song, it's Big Boy News and Frank Christ Presents the Dead Celebrity Game. 7 o'clock, we got some geek news for you. Sean Means will be here at 7:45 to talk about the movie's opening this weekend. I think, has he reviewed Jurassic Park yet?
Nope.
No.
Okay, he'll probably review it today then. Stand by for all of that. Speaking of movies, Salt Lake Film Society.
Here's one of the things I love about Salt Lake Film Society's Summer Showdown. They do it at the Broadway cinemas, of course. They'll show you your favorite movies, but sometimes they'll bring something new that you probably haven't heard of. This week they have one of those, and I looked it up because I've never heard of it. It's called But I'm a Cheerleader.
Oh, my wife watched this on the plane, actually.
So apparently this is one of those movies that should have been a bigger deal, and for whatever reason, it just got overlooked. Natasha Lyonne considers herself a typical American girl. She excels at school and cheerleading. She has a handsome football player boyfriend. So she's stunned when her parents decide she's gay and send her to a boot camp. But it's Natasha Lyonne. Yeah. It's Michelle Williams. It's Melanie Linsky. It's got this great cast.
Great cast, and apparently it's kind of subversive for the time.
Yeah,
because
it's like 25 years old. So so give it a try this weekend. Also this weekend, Hairspray, the 1988 version, so the original one. That's the Summer Showdown this week. You can get your tickets at slfstix.org.
Calls
Not sure.
I was.
I think we need pictures. I need to see.
Yeah,
these.
they're pretty creepy. It's just look up Edison's Demon Dolls or Edison's Dolls. Thomas Alva Edison introduced them in 1869, I think it was. He put so they look sort of like just regular dolls, of the time. But he put little phonograph records inside of them, wax. They were made out of wax at the time, and he said they were sold for only about 6 weeks. Because
6 weeks?
Yeah, because the phonograph wax was often damaged in shipping, and the ones that worked proved to be too frightening for children.
They do look kind of creepy.
Yeah. Edison's Dolls. Somebody was doing a story on the movies like Megan, with the animatronic.
Or the monkey is a toy. That's probably
and the monkey.
where they were.
And so it said, Edison's Dolls. I'd never heard of that. And Thomas Alva Edison called them his little monsters.
I can't remember where it was. Was it on this show that it might have been Sean Means that explained that the monkey in the monkey is supposed to be playing cymbals.
Right.
Because that's the one that I have. That's one that everybody has.
That's the traditional one. Yeah.
But apparently, it was Sean Means. Disney owns that.
Yeah. They after
Toy Story
3 or whichever one.
They own the monkey playing the cymbals.
You can't have monkey playing cymbals.
So that's why the monkey in this movie plays the drums.
Right.
Instead of
That's funny that they
cymbals.
own that. You would think that would be.
Well, they just have the tendency to copyright everything.
If they can,
And the makers of the monkey, the movie, I'm sure didn't want to, try and force the issue.
Probably not.
It just.
We'll just have to play drums.
Yeah,
there we go.
That works.
Mine has music with it too.
Is it essentially the same monkey with that awful grin?
They're different. There's a bunch of different ones. Mine is not the one that I wanted. Is the traditional one where the eyes bulge?
Yeah.
That's the one. That's the one that I want. In the yellow vest and his eyes bulge.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you tap him on the head, he'll stop playing and he'll go. and his eyes will bulge.
Yeah. It's a wind-up,
he'll start
right?
playing again. Well, it's a wind-up or it's a battery. Yeah, the chat room found the classic traditional one. That's the one that I want.
Yeah.
Now
that is creepy.
My sister-in-law gave me one that's similar to that, but it has a little hat on, and there's music that plays while he's playing. Da, 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 and you tap him on the head, and he'll stop, and he'll go.
He doesn't like it when you make him stop.
No, because he wants to keep playing.
That's because that's what monkeys do.
Yes.
Where do you keep this monkey? Is it somewhere where you can catch it out of the corner of your eye and be freaked out about it?
It's on a shelf next to Thor's hammer and Darth Vader's head.
Yeah.
And
like you do.
Like yeah.
And a stuffed recreation of my first dog, Artie.
Oh no. Oh no. Really? Somebody made it for you?
No, Sue ordered it.
You send him a picture?
You send him a picture, and they said, I'll make a plush version of that. And we did, and it's Artie. And so we put Artie's pajamas on him.
Oh, no.
And so he's right next to the monkey. And it's
your house gets stranger and stranger.
It's pretty cool.
As time goes by.
Now here's, the chat room just keeps finding more and more monkeys playing cymbals. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the reviews I've read of that movie too are all good. This is, it's not for everybody, but it is a very.
I do want to see it.
Very bloody, scary horror movie, but it's funny.
Saw quite a few movies recently. Saw Long Legs.
Oh, you did see it.
So Long Legs is Osgood Perkins.
Yeah.
Is that the same guy?
Yeah.
Yep.
And He knows a horror.
He
knows a horror because that looked great.
Yeah.
And that movie's just plain creepy.
Yes.
Long Leg.
Yes. My only complaint with that movie is that they let you know that Nicolas Cage was the killer in the beginning.
Yeah.
You wanted to be surprised.
Opening credits and Nicolas Cage as Long Legs.
Yeah.
Now, if I'd have not known that it was because he's under a bunch of makeup
Yeah.
and stuff, if I'd have not known it was Nicolas Cage, I think it might have been creepier. Or even better if it was another actor. It would have been better, I think. But, overall, though,
Yeah, it's pretty.
You're
it's
right.
good.
Very creepy.
Very creepy.
Very creepy. And then there was Sly Lives.
Oh, the documentary.
Documentary about Sly and the Family Stone.
How was that?
Really good. Questlove put it together, yeah. Really good. You don't realize how influential. I mean, he's always been an important artist, but you didn't realize how influential he has been since he appeared.
I didn't know he was still alive.
I don't think he is.
Yeah, he is.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But, just extraordinarily influential on so many artists. And his songs have been sampled by so many rap artists. And, they went as far as to say, if we didn't have Sly Stone, we wouldn't have... And they started listing Bruno Mars, Prince. They started listing all of these artists. So you just wouldn't have them.
Yeah.
There's another documentary that I don't know who would watch this. And I turned on Netflix to watch this other show. And you know how they do the little billboards and they'll start playing part of the... And it's the documentary about Gabby Petito and...
Brian Laundrie.
Brian Laundrie. And I looked at it for about just the billboard of it and 2 minutes or less of her standing by the van crying or something. And I just thought, I couldn't possibly watch this. I couldn't possibly, x96.com/live.
It's her begging for help.
I just couldn't possibly watch this.
Yeah.
It's just too awful and too sad, and I have no desire
On this
all.
day, in 1969, Kevin Hearn, keyboards, guitar, and accordion player for Bare Naked Ladies, was born.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay, we got Big Boy News and Opinioendo right now. And right after that, it's Frank Christ Presents. They're fine. They're just fine. The Dead Celebrity Game. We'll give you a list of 4 celebrity names. 3 of those celebrities are just fine. One of them is dead. If you pick the dead one correctly, you will win.
A double prize. 2 pairs of tickets. 1 pair to see All Time Low October 16th at the Union, and another pair to see Say Anything with Motion City Soundtrack on November 30th.
Wow. All Time Low and Motion City Soundtrack. Great shows. You'll win tickets to both. All you got to do is play Frank Christ Presents coming up after this Big Boy News. It's 877-602-9696 is the number to call to line up. The sooner the better, of course. Big Boy News brought to you by...
Quench your advertising thirst with customized water bottles from Water Specialties, Inc., like I am holding right here. See the Radio from Hell label? You could have your business, your event, whatever you want. Put on a bottle of high-quality, purified, or natural spring water. It's a perfect way to advertise your business or event. Get a quote by emailing Megan at waterspecialties.net.
Don't get any wise ideas, though. Think you can put our logo on your bottles. You can't, okay? Dr. Phil McGraw, his Merritt Street Media, is filing for bankruptcy.
Really?
Well, you go woke, you go broke.
And is also suing its distribution partner, Trinity Broadcasting, for breach of contract. Merritt Street is less than 2 years old, having launched in early 2024 with a McGraw-led talk show as its flagship program. In its filing, the company cites a severely strained liquidity position and the failure to secure additional outside capital as reasons for the declaration. It also mentions ongoing legal issues with Trinity Broadcasting and the Professional Bull Riders Association as contributing factors.
What?
Yep.
Okay.
In conjunction with the Chapter 11 bankruptcy filing in U.S. Bankruptcy Court's North Texas Division, Merritt Street has sued Trinity for breach of contract, claiming the broadcaster, best known for its Christian programming, failed to live up to the terms of their joint venture. Well, they wouldn't do that. They're Christian broadcasters. They wouldn't do that. Trinity Broadcasting Network is being sued by Merritt Street for failing to provide clearly agreed-upon national distribution and other significant foundational commitments. The Professional Bull Riders Organization isn't named in the suit, but is mentioned in the bankruptcy filing. Merritt Street bought rights to air PBR events on its Merritt TV channel, but the group pulled its programming in November of 2024, saying Merritt Street, that's McGraw's company, had yet to make any rights payments. The two parties are currently in arbitration. Merritt Street also made headlines for its behind-the-scenes view of immigration and customs enforcement raids in Chicago and Los Angeles, as Dr. Phil has taken up a role as an unofficial spokesperson for President Trump in advocating for the raids. Well, why doesn't he get the president to bail him out? He's got money.
Yeah.
The president didn't bail the pillow guy out. It's the same thing.
Hey, I invented the pillow, and this is the things I get.
Did they both go woke and went broke?
Junior Diocese, I think is or Diocese, has been in the state of Utah for over 20 years and has always had a green card. I'm from Peru. I live in the United States. I have 23 years here. I have a family, Mr. Diocese said. On April 28th, however, he landed in Texas after having visited his family in Peru and was stopped by Customs and Border Protection at the airport. He's told, not only are you going to be detained, we're also going to start deportation proceedings against you, said Adam Craik, Mr. Diocese attorney. Craik said that 2 charges were on his record. One from the early 2000s, which was failure to stop at a signal of a police officer. Presumably, police initiated a stop. He failed to notice the lights, kept going. Ultimately, he did stop, but because it took longer than it should have, he was charged. He was given a citation. Another was from 2019, which was a Class C misdemeanor for disorderly conduct. A neighbor called the police because there was an argument. There was some yelling going on, and unfortunately, the close living quarters resulted in the police being called and disorderly conduct charges being filed, and he was guilty of that, his attorney said. The attorney, Mr. Craik, said, however, this was no reason for him to be detained. You've got an immigration prosecutor who's filed deportation charges against Junior for charges which in his very state have already been vetted, already been determined not to be crimes involving moral turpitude, he said. But he was detained in Texas for 50 days total. 48 days in the detention center, 2 days at the airport. Mr. Diocese said his experience in the facility was a nightmare. The detention center is crazy. It's really bad inside. It's 90 people asleep there. There's a lot of loud in there. There's people fighting. It's crazy. I don't like it. His attorney, Craik, said that while Mr. Diocese was in the facility, they filed a motion to terminate. What's even more frustrating is the government doesn't even file a motion in opposition. They don't even argue with us. Okay? The judge looks at it, reads it, grants it, he said.
So they're hoping people don't have resources to have an attorney.
Yeah.
So what's Mr. Diocese said, I live here in Utah. I work here. I've had a job here forever. And I said,
not a problem.
I'm going to file for citizenship, and, hopefully this will never happen again. Much of the discussion around Donald Trump's budget bill has focused on the massive cuts to Medicaid, the tax giveaways to the rich, and the impact on the national debt to the tune of some $3 trillion. Meanwhile, Vice President Vance, who cast the tie-breaking vote, was focused elsewhere, on immigration. He wrote on social media, everything else, the CBO score, the proper baseline, the minutia of the Medicaid policy, is immaterial compared to the ICE money and immigration enforcement provisions. The bill provides a whopping $170 billion to transform immigration enforcement and detention, which means we'll have essentially a national police force rounding people up at the drop of a hat for whatever they want to.
I know I say this every day. Mm-hmm. That money you could spend finding people that are undocumented and saying, hey, come over here if you're not a criminal, if you're not a rapist or a murderer, and you would like to stay here and work or maybe work towards citizenship. Here are a row of tables with people that will help you do that, and you can stay here. That money could be spent
I haven't heard you say that, Gina.
But the money that they're spending, first of all, they're kidnapping people, and innocent people, for that matter. Mm-hmm. They're not as Trump puts it, the rapists and the murderers and all of that. They could spend a small fraction of that money to prosecute corporations that hire people who are not here legally. And that would do the job and cost less.
I will have you know, Kerry Jackson, that they are deporting people who have violated laws by failure to stop and yelling loudly. Yeah. Okay?
Exactly.
We need those people out of the...
We get those people out of here.
If we could get rid of everybody that yells loudly, that would be great.
Well, I'd be gone in a moment. A jury has found a Murray man guilty of lesser charge of manslaughter last week, concluding that he was acting in self-defense when he stabbed a woman to death.
Uh-huh.
Isaac Joseph Vigil was 16 years old in 2021 when he and others walked toward Melissa Wood, who was with children in an apartment complex parking lot. Vigil used a racial slur as he was talking, and Wood told him in a serious tone that he should not use that word in front of children, according to the previous testimony in the case. Witnesses walking with Mr. Vigil testified that Ms. Wood appeared to be drunk and said that they believed Mr. Vigil was punching Wood and did not know he was using a knife.
What?
Until they saw her bleeding.
Yeah, no.
Oh, they didn't know he was using a knife.
Oh.
This is not written well. I think it means they didn't know he was using a knife until they saw her bleeding and saw him running away. Ms. Wood was taken to an emergency room. She was pronounced dead. Vigil was charged as an adult with murder, first-degree felony, second-degree, and other charges. But the jury didn't find him guilty of murder, or did find him guilty of murder, but also found that prosecutors didn't prove Vigil did not believe he was acting in self-defense when he stabbed her. I don't see how that could be possibly.
Exactly.
That possibly could have happened. But that's what they said. He stabbed her to death because it was self-defense. Okay.
Self-defense.
By the way, I know I can't do that story. Let me go here. Grass fire near Ensign Peak, I guess it was last night, broke out on the hiking trail there. 4 p.m. It doesn't say what started it, lightning or fireworks, or it doesn't say. But fortunately, it was contained quickly. Burned about 5 acres is all. There was a nice little rainstorm yesterday afternoon. I thought that was pleasant. Did you get some at your house?
Just a little.
Yeah.
None of mine.
No, not. Let's see what else we have. Oh, now how is this possible? Donald Trump's Homeland Security Advisory Council, a group that includes Rudy Giuliani and cop-turned-actor Bo Dietl.
Cop-turned-actor.
And Bo Dietl is just an absolute turd. And he held its first meeting on Wednesday to discuss top threats facing the nation. And one of the big top threats facing the nation, according to them, is New York mayoral candidate Zoran Mandami. They're talking about maybe figuring out a way to have him arrested.
Well, they want to have him deported.
Yeah.
Because he was born, I can't remember what country he was born in. I think he was born out of the country.
He says...
Again, this is all
he's a citizen.
This is all distracting from the big, bad, beautiful, ugly bill. Yeah.
Well, it's
all a distraction.
Well, but it's also awful.
It is awful, yes, but that's what they do. They are awful, and they distract you from the awful that they are doing.
And Carrie, you're so into Jaws, and Jaws are close down the beaches on the 4th of July. You can't do well. There's a bigger threat than Jaws. It's beach bacteria warnings.
Yep. You say barracuda, people go, huh?
But you say bacteria.
You say bacteria, you got a panic on your hands on the 4th of July.
Americans heading to the beach for Independence Day weekend may want to check if the water's okay for swimming or wading. Warnings of high bacteria levels from public health officials have begun popping up in various states coast to coast. Vibrio is a bacterium that naturally lives in coastal waters, causing fever, vomiting, diarrhea, and cramps.
Fun.
According to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. It would make for a memorable 4th of July, wouldn't
Sure.
it? Yeah. No sharks, but I had Vibrio. Vibrio. By the way, that story of the guy who was stabbed in self-defense, there was another story. This was a story that a 70-year-old man was accused of dismembering and killing another man, and he claims it was self-defense. I killed him and I cut him up. It was self-defense.
Well, I had to make sure he couldn't come back.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right.
Sports weather traffic.
Well, Dave Grohl and his wife Jordan suited up for their first public event in nearly a year after the musician shared big baby news that rocked their marriage.
Suited up?
Yeah. You got to get dressed up to go to Wimbledon, Bill.
Yeah.
56-year-old Foo Fighters frontman and former television producer traveled to London to attend the 2025 Wimbledon Tennis Championships. They were photographed at the sporting event on Wednesday. For the outing, Grohl wore a navy suit, pairing it with slate-colored tie, dark shoes, and sunglasses. Jordan had her own spin on the power suit with a pastel pink wide-leg suit. She finished off the look with a red bag. The point of this being, I'm going to let Dave out of timeout.
Oh.
If his wife is at the point where she's like, all right, we're going to go out in public together and be seen, that tells me they're working on things, and she's.
Is it true that she's making him wear a big red A on every piece of clothing?
There is on his lapel. Yes, there's so we'll let Dave out. It's
okay
if she's okay with it.
She's
then,
all right. Then
she's the boss. I'll go along with that. Let's see, for the weekend, for locally, we've got RSL is going to be home on Saturday. That match is at 7:30. There'll be fireworks there. Just go there and see the fireworks there. Or you can go to the Bees. They're playing Tacoma on Friday and Saturday and Sunday. They'll have fireworks on Friday. So go there and see the fireworks. Why don't you? Weather. Kind of like yesterday, 30% chance of thunderstorms, and much cooler, 88 for a high today. Overnight low 65. About a 20% chance of thunderstorms tomorrow, high of 90. And we stay in the mid to upper 90s all the way into the first part of next week. Traffic is great so far. It will be busy later as lots of people are going out of town. But for right now, I have no accidents or slowdowns to tell you about. And I don't think you've sent in anything. Let me check and see if Infiniteam has reported anything. Nope, but you can if you see something. Let us know, 33986.
All right, thank you.
Oh, thanks for coming to the studio, Frank.
Oh, hello, everyone.
You lower the temperature in the room, and I do appreciate that.
Well, I can, I have no circulatory system.
You can't tell.
But even I can tell.
Oh,
it's
you
can.
Yeah. It would be nice if you could just sit in the corner for the rest of the show.
Well, I can. I won't be visible.
Okay.
But I'll stick around.
All right.
Unless I get a page.
Well, Frank Christus joined us. For those of you who may not know, he is a Grim Reaper. And he is, as you would picture, a Grim Reaper, a skeletal figure. He wears the robe. He wears the hood. He has a scythe. The only kind of updating to Frank's image is that he, instead of a horse...
I don't like horses.
He has an electric scooter that takes him around the universe, collecting the souls of celebrities who die. And you don't care for that job,
no,
do you?
I don't like... This is a curse.
Because?
I love our precious celebrities. Everything they say and do is right.
I know.
Except for James Woods.
Well, so Frank joins us every day to play the game we call Frank Chris Presents.
They're fine. They're just fine.
He's given me a list of actors. 3 of the actors on this list of 4.
They're just fine.
They're fine. But one of them Frank has had to take, and it hurts him to do it. He goes to the scene of the death and collects the soul of the celebrity and whisks them off to the distribution center, and then from there... wherever.
None of my business.
No.
All right, Josh is here.
Josh, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine, just fine.
Josh, that's good to hear. Josh, if you can identify the dead celebrity in this macabre game, you will win a fine prize, which is what, Gina?
2 prizes, actually. Tickets to see All Time Low October 16th at the Union, and tickets to see Say Anything in Motion City Soundtrack on November 30th.
So you got that, Josh? Only one dead celebrity.
Prize.
Yes, one dead celebrity, but 2 prizes. So usually we would make you identify 2 dead celebrities for that, but today it's only 1. Frank has given me a list of actors who appear in disaster movies. And the disaster movies are very popular this time of the year, July 4th. So here we go. Identify the dead celebrity. Number 1, Anne Heche began her acting career on the soap opera Another World and earned an Emmy Award for that. She played twins on that soap opera. Her film credits include Donnie Brasco, I Know What You Did Last Summer, Wag the Dog. She had starring roles in 6 Days and 7 Nights and Return to Paradise. Her disaster movie was Volcano, lava flowing through the streets of Los Angeles. Number 1, Anne Heche. Number 2, Delroy Lindo. Lindo was in 4 Spike Lee films, Malcolm X, Crooklyn, Clockers, and The Five Bloods. Lindo was also in Get Shorty, The Cider House Rules, and Gone in 60 Seconds, among others. He was in the movie The Core, about an attempt to get to the center of the Earth and set off a series of nuclear explosions in order to restart the rotation of the Earth's core.
Seems legit.
I'm sure it would work. Number 2, Delroy Lindo. Number 4, Mark Paul Gosselaar. He's best known for playing Zach Morris on Saved by the Bell. He also played Paul Johnson in the sitcom series Mixed-ish. Detective John Clark Jr. in NYPD Blue, Peter Bash in the TNT legal series Franklin and Bash, and he was the lead in Dead Man on Campus. His disaster movie was Atomic Twister. Number 3, Mark Paul Gosselaar. And finally, Enrico Colantoni, known for playing Elliot DeMauro, the photographer in the sitcom Just Shoot Me, crime lord Carl Elias in Person of Interest, and Sergeant Craig Parker on the TV show Flashpoint. He also had supporting roles in films like The Wrong Guy and Galaxy Quest. He was in the Steven Soderbergh biological disaster film Contagion. Number 4, Enrico Colantoni. All right, one of those actors is dead. Which one is it, Josh?
Bill, it was too soon, but I believe it was Anne Heche.
Yep.
Correct.
Yep, you're right. It was too soon.
I didn't like getting that call.
She was only 53, died in 2022, and you, Josh, are a winner because you knew the loser, Anne Heche. So, congratulations, Josh.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We'll put you on hold, and Katie will tell you what you need to do next.
Well, I've got to go check on Kurtwood Smith.
Yeah, he's getting up there, I know.
82 today. Everyone loves him on that 70s show, but he'll always be Clarence Boddicker to me.
Was that RoboCop?
Yes.
Yeah.
When I take him, I'll just look at him and say, "Can you fly, Kurtwood?" Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Frank.
All is well so far. UDOT's saying if you're traveling out of town via vehicle today, the earlier you leave, the better. So like before 2 o'clock, if you can go, that would be great. If you can't go then, maybe wait till after 7 o'clock because that in-between time, traffic's going to be really heavy. Right now, though, nothing to tell you about, no accidents or slowdowns. But if you see something, you can say something. Text it to us, 33986. Tired of paying too much for concerts? Experience great live music. Enjoy adult beverages without paying stupid prices at the coolest venues in town. Don't miss Lyle Lovett and his large band Wednesday, July 9th. Get tickets at thestateroompresents.com.
All right, KXRK Provo. We're going to take a brief break. We'll have some geek news for you. We got Boner of the Day coming up. Sean Means reviewing movies. Beat Gina, all coming up. Stand by for all of that. Oh, look, Stockton 12 Honda.
Yeah, you're going to be in town this weekend. You might as well go out to Southtown Auto Mall, Stockton 12 Honda, get yourself some free barbecue, huh? Today and tomorrow, it's the 4th of July sale at Stockton 12 Honda, your neighborhood Honda dealer. And in addition to some free barbecue, you can shoot baskets for your chance to win some awesome prizes. And don't miss out on the big savings at Stockton 12 Honda this 4th of July weekend. You know, Stockton 12 Honda has been voted the best import new car dealer for 2025. And Stockton 12 Honda, Shane Parrish runs the dealership in a way that makes it very nice for customers and for the people who work there, which in turn makes it very nice for customers. You can tell that people enjoy working there. A lot of them have been there for the whole, 25 years that Stockton 12 has been in business. So Stockton 12 Honda, they're in the Southtown Auto Mall in San.
Last night. Trump,
The Republican convention?
Yeah. Trump had a piece of gauze on his ear.
It was bandaged.
A bandage.
Yeah.
Bandaged up from...
Before he got shot.
It reminded me of a personal story, if I may.
Okay.
Are you going to tell us about the time you got shot?
No.
Oh, when are you going to tell us that story? Because I love that story.
So my dad, Tom Barberi,
radio legend,
longtime radio guy here in town, and a rabble rouser. He stirred things up. He made people mad, and he would get threats from people. He would get, people didn't like what he had to say. He went to work one morning, and as he was getting out of his car, walking into the radio station, this guy on a bike came up to him, and I can't remember what he said to him, but something along the lines of...
What's the frequency, Tom?
It was kind of like that, but different. Like something that let him know that he knew who he was and didn't like what he stood for. and he had a screwdriver in his hand. And he reached out and stabbed him with the screwdriver. And as my dad was...
The assailants stabbed your father with
Yes.
a screwdriver.
And so he ran to get into the radio station, and as he was doing that, the guy had a Molotov cocktail, like a mason jar full of some kind of fluid, and with a rag stuck in it, and lit it on fire and threw it at the door as he was walking in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm at school when this happens, and it's all over the news. You know, Tom Barberi's been stabbed as he's going into his radio station, and he's refused medical attention, and he's gone on the air and doing his show, and I'm like, oh my God, my dad's been stabbed, and
the radio station's on fire.
And so I leave school and I go home, and he's at home, and he's sitting there in a pair of sweatpants on the couch. I'm like, Dad, are you okay? Why did you refuse medical attention? Where were you stabbed? And he pulls down his sweatpants, and he has a little, and it looked exactly like Trump's ear, an absolutely pristinely clean piece of gauze on his leg. And I said, well, let me see. And he pulled it back. There wasn't even a little red mark there.
There was there was nothing that had penetrated it.
No.
Why was there gauze on it then?
Well, he was just being cautious. He was just being.
I see.
Like, you weren't stabbed. You were poked.
He was poked.
Listen, you're missing the important part of the story. He refused medical attention.
Refused medical. When I heard that, I'm like, oh my! I'm picturing him like with a tourniquet on his leg. You know, like, no. The radio show.
I gotta
must
do
go
the radio
on.
show. I'm bleeding out in the studio, but
No, I'm
it's like
sure.
Reservoir Dogs in here.
I am not minimizing what happened, because that must have been very, very scary.
Well, yeah.
Named everybody but John and Bountiful.
Oh, well, that's good. All right, it's Bountiful. Let's see, is this a sponsored
Yes, Cabin Fever, locally owned and operated since 1982, located in the heart of Trolley Square. Cabin Fever, so much more than a gift store.
All right. Well, yes, there are two trailers for you here.
Okay.
The first one I can't play.
Okay, well,
because the Federal Communication Commission is convinced that you're 9 years old and you've never heard these words, especially uttered from a politician's mouth. Yeah, you've never heard these words before, and that is the trailer for the Running Man. Glenn Powell is taking over. It's a remake. Well, it's more based on the book, really.
Stephen
King book, The Running Man. So they're staying a little more close to the book. It looks like a lot of fun, I'll be honest with you. He plays Ben Richards, the latest contestant in a reality game show where people avoid bounty hunters sent to kill them. And
if you're successful at avoiding them, you win.
Richards is in the game to win money to pay for his kids' medicine. There's a lot of bounty hunters, and they're not letting up on him or his fellow runners, played by Daniel Ezra, Katie O'Brien. But if he can get that cash prize, it'll be worth it. Much to the delight of the show's producer, Killian, played by Josh Brolin, and host Bobby, Coleman Domingo, Richards is a rating hit. But the longer he toughs it out, the more of an inspiration he becomes to fellow working-class people.
That's a problem.
Watching him on TV, which starts looking like a problem for the wealthy. Also starring Michael Cera, Jamie Lawson, William H. Macy. Running Man is in theaters November 7th.
See, that was Arnold Schwarzenegger, was it?
Yeah. Now, that trailer I can't play for you because of the Federal Communications Commission. This one, however, I can. Unfortunately, it's only 30 seconds long. But it gives you a look at the animation of this new series called Eyes of Wakanda.
Wakanda is a kingdom of many secrets.
Eyes of Wakanda comes to director Ryan Coogler is involved in this, and it comes to Disney Plus on August 27th. And it's one of those where they take an episode and tell a story.
Okay.
It's not just the Black Panther or anything like that. It's the Dora Milaje, Black Panther, Vibranium, all kinds of things happening in this African nation. So it looks great. Eyes of Wakanda debuts Disney Plus August 27th. Now, I've got a couple of kind of interesting stories here.
Okay.
Megan 2,
Yep.
Megan 2.0, was released.
Mm-hmm.
And Blumhouse thought for sure that they had a hit on their hand. They were going to build an entire Megan universe.
Well, the first one was really popular.
First one was really popular. This one, not so much.
Yeah, I guess it kind of just sank, didn't it?
And Jason Blum, in an interview, recently said, yeah, we kind of screwed up. We all thought Megan was like Superman. We could do anything with her. We could change genres. We could put her in the summer. We could make her look different. We could turn her from a bad guy into a good guy. We kind of classically overthought how powerful people's engagement really was with her. We had more faith in her than the audience, basically, is what he's saying. But he says we kind of screwed up, and that's kind of put all the other projects that are even in the Megan universe on hold. They're licking their wounds over at Blumhouse, which doesn't happen that often.
Oh.
And let's see, in the wake of the controversial received second season of HBO's Last of Us, which I don't understand why it's controversial. I think it's been a great season. Series co-creator and executive producer Neil Druckmann has announced that he'll be stepping away ahead of production on season 3. He said that he's got to get back to the games division because he's the guy who wrote the game.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's been heavily involved in the show, and he says, I realize I've been away
neglecting my other duties.
My actual job, and I got to get back.
I think they're asking him to leave.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's some sort of contention, because he's always said, as long as I'm involved, we're going to stick to the game, do it exactly. And a lot of the shots in the TV show are just taken right from the game.
Are they? Mm-hmm.
And I kind of wonder if it's unspoken that he's become difficult, and they did ask him to step away. That's kind of what I'm guessing.
I can tell the reason that people didn't like the second season as much is that Pedro Pascal was gone for most of it.
Could be, but anyway, all right.
I think he's the driving force of that thing.
People love Pedro.
Yep.
And speaking of movies that are just not quite there yet, Scarlett Johansson is out being interviewed for this Jurassic Park movie that she's in.
Sean Means will be here in a bit to review it.
Yeah, about a half hour. And somebody asked her about the Tower of Terror movie.
Was she in the Tower of Terror movie?
She's involved. She's one of the producers.
Really?
And she's going to be in it. And this is all based on the Disneyland ride.
That's not there anymore.
Well, it's not there at Disneyland.
Oh.
It's there in Florida.
Oh, I didn't know
and
that.
other parks. And as a matter of fact, Tokyo Disneyland has Tower of Terror as well. But during a recent interview, she said, so what's taking so long? Here's what she said. It's a hard nut to crack, harder than you think, because the ride itself, there's some lore to it, but it's, I don't want to say thin.
But it's thin.
But it is, kind of, she says. That's part of the mystery of the ride. It's been a fun project to work on because it's a blue sky project. It's also proved to be a hard nut to crack. But we'll crack the case of it. It is taking shape. So,
Okay.
Okay.
Good luck with that, Scarlett.
Infiniteam report, lots of police activity today. Remember to drive the speed limit, leave some space in front of you, keep fireworks off the road, and drive calm. That's Infiniteam. Yeah, you can send in stuff like that if you like. Not much going on so far this morning. It will get busy later. UDOT is saying they're expecting things to start getting busy around 2 o'clock and stay busy till about 7. So if you can make your travel plans on either side of that, you're going to have a little bit easier time of it. Right now, though, no accidents or slowdowns to tell you about. But if you see something, please share it with us. Text it to us, 33986. Utah First Credit Union's personal checking, where every feature comes standard. Learn more at utahfirst.com.
All right, we've got boners coming up here, the candidates you'll vote for today. Boner candidate number 1, Frico is not a Rico, but it's still a Frico.
Yeah.
Boner candidate number 2, Your welcoming attitude is forbidden. And boner candidate number 3, you'll see.
Okay.
And boner candidate number 3, Dirty Dancing Done Dirty in Provo.
All right, boner of the day, big boy news, all coming up after these messages and a song. It's an on this day situation coming up. And then Sean Means will be here to review movies, including the new Jurassic Park movie. And then just after 8 o'clock, it's Hello Sailor Boy.
Yep.
With a big update.
Yep.
All right, on the way.
I have no idea yet what it is.
Stand by for that. Bullfrog Spas Independence Day sale happening now through the 7th of July. So for a limited time, you can get up to $4,000 off MSRP. Plus, they're going to throw in a free accessory package with your purchase. You can save even more on factory-certified scratch and dent inventory, available exclusively from the factory stores. So don't miss out on one of Utah's Bullfrog Spas factory stores now for Independence Day sales. Go to bullfrogspas.com and ask about the special financing. They've been around for nearly 30 years. Now, we've talked about, how it's good for your achy bones and tired muscles, but the swim spa is a great thing. If you want to get your exercise swimming, but you don't want to commit to a pool, the swim spa is less expensive than a pool, quick installation, adjustable temperatures for all seasons, better insulated, easier to maintain, and designed with fitness in mind. I've seen some of these, and they're really, really cool. So create a backyard oasis with Bullfrog Spas. Go to one of their Utah showrooms. Try them for yourself. bullfrogspas.com.
All right, Artie, what are we going to do for the next sequence?
Story. Part of it's a sad story. It's about my longtime friend, Jerry James, who lives in Tucson, Arizona. He and his wife, Kathleen, moved to Tucson from New York City, where they had lived for many, many years, but they decided to retire finally and go live in Tucson. Mm-hmm. And you met Jerry, Carrie, and Gina. You met Jerry
in New York, and I've met his wife. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Kathleen was. Yeah,
she was when we were there at their place. She was lovely.
Yeah, she was a really fine actress. That's how Jerry met her.
Jerry was a stage guy.
He was. He and I went to Penn State together. We were in the theater department, and he was doing a play called Lemon Sky, and I had been cast in it already. And Kathleen came to audition, and he cast her in the play, and they became close and eventually married and had a child. Jerry sent me this note. She's been quite ill. She got hit by a car and was recovering from that, but then they discovered she had, I forget the name of it's kind of like Parkinson's disease, though, where it starts to, your muscles start to all seize up. And then Jerry sent me this message. Kathleen died today. We had known each other for almost 50 years. I put her to bed for a nap at 9, and then I went to get her at noon, and she was dead. We had intended to see the 2 o'clock matinee of Love's Labor's Lost at the theater. She'd gone on home hospice just 26 hours earlier, that kind of timing that can only happen in real life. She died peacefully at home in her own bed, an act of grace that she bestowed on those who survive her. The hospice people came through beautifully, sending a nurse who signed the death certificate and arranged for the mortuary to take Kathleen's body away for cremation. Although she had been failing for 10 days, no one expected such a sudden ending. But now she is free, and she can sing again. And then he quotes a really lovely 2 lines from a Yeats poem. What shall I do for pretty girls now that my old bod is dead? It just breaks my heart.
Yeah.
So I talked to Jerry. He called me. I said, call me when you can, when you feel like. And he called me yesterday, and he told me the rest of the story. So when he went up to get Kathleen to wake her up for the play, it took a long time to get her ready for stuff.
Sure.
He had to dress her.
Yeah.
And, he had to do everything for her. So he went up to the bedroom and picked her up and put her in the wheelchair, and then went down. I guess it's on the same floor. It's not upstairs. It's just and he wheeled her out into the kitchen. And she said she seemed stiffer than usual,
Oh,
and he said, but her mouth was open, And I thought, oh, this is perfect. I couldn't get her to drink anything earlier in the day. And so I got a glass of water, and I started to pour it into her mouth, and then I realized, and then I touched her, and I went, she'd been dead for hours.
Oh.
She said it was like Weekend at Bernie's, wheeling her around the house. Yeah, I mean, he got her dressed, took care of her. And then he said, I really didn't realize she was, because she's so stiff anyway.
Yeah.
And then he said, but then I touched her, and she was so cold. And oh my God.
Oh, man.
But he thought it was ultimately pretty funny.
I guess that's
that he'd
matters.
been tending for his dead wife for about an hour before he realized that she was gone.
That shows you what bad shape she was in if you didn't recognize it immediately.
I didn't think about that.
He sent me a picture. It's too. I consulted Gina.
I'm like, no,
it's a
nobody
little too
needs to
gruesome to
Don't share that. No.
to put up. But he said, I'll send you a picture. He said, again, I find it kind of amusing.
I can't believe he took a picture of her.
Yeah.
I am also surprised about that.
Oh, Jerry is. How do I put it? If you know, you talk about the most unusual person you have ever met, the most unique. He's probably the most unusual person I know.
Yeah.
I mean, Carrie, you're an unusual person in your way. Gina, you have you're unusual. But Jerry is just like in a world apart.
He's so unusual.
He's just amazing. I said, so what are you going to do now? You're by. Now, her brother runs the theater in Tucson.
Oh, okay.
And Kathleen's brother, Joe. And but he doesn't have their daughter lives in New York still. And so he said, well, now I have.
He can do whatever he wants.
I have my life has been very regimented for a long time, taking care of Kathleen. And he said, now I can kind of just do what I want. And I'm going to leave.
The two of you should go do something.
Well, he said it's too damn hot in Tucson in the summer. So usually I go to New York, or sometimes I'll go back to go see people in San Diego. And he said, I'm going to go to New York because see Rachel, their daughter, and then I'll do some sort of memorial service for Kathleen in September when it's cooler back here in Tucson. And I said, well, just let me know and I'll come.
I mean, you should go to that, but the two of you should just tell him let's plan a weekend somewhere together.
I'll see what his schedule is, and I don't know. Yeah, we should probably not meet in Tucson.
No.
He said it's really. He said I like living here, but when I can get away in the summer, I do.
Yeah.
He and Kathleen traveled a lot even after they had moved to Tucson. They were usually traveling for a couple of months. And anyway, that's the story. He said it's like my weekend at Bernie's.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, by the way, when you go to the funeral, and this is just a funeral thing in general, I don't ever understand when people take pictures.
On this day, in 1982, Yazoo, or as they're known here in America, Yaz, released Don't Go, the second single from their debut album, Upstairs at Eric's. 82.
That's Alison Moyet,
Yep.
right? And was Andy Bell in that? It was.
I can't remember. There was just a couple of people in Yes.
I know it was Alison Moyet, and I was
look it up. I want to say it was either a guy from Erasure or New Order, but I want to say Erasure.
Yeah, I think it was Erasure.
I think it might have been Andy Bell.
Hold, please.
Vince
Clark.
Vince
Clark. Whose birthday is today? Aha.
So there's your 8 o'clock.
Aha.
There's your next song.
There you go.
We'll find you something. All right. Time now for Boner of the Day. 3 news stories. These are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior, and you will decide with your vote. Of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst? Which one deserves to be Boner of the Day for today, July 3, 2025? We'll give you 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you'll vote. One of you lucky random Boner voters will receive.
Can't buy it. Got to win it. Radio from Hell Boner T-shirt.
Boner candidate number 1. Freako is not a Rico, but it's still a Freako.
Yes.
The story that I have here with the boner candidate, and then I just saw this other story, which kind of goes along with it. But so after Sean Combs was found not guilty on a couple of charges, a couple of very serious charges, the most serious charges, he was found guilty of the lesser charges. Crazed fans were seen rejoicing and chanting, "Let Puffy go," after he was found not guilty of those most serious charges. Baby oil was seen being sprayed on a large crowd with bizarre dancers taking center stage. Riot police had to step in and remove some of the revelers to control the chaos. Several fans, both male and female, were seen holding up shirts that said, "A Frico is not a Rico," while others donned shirts that said Sean John on them. That's his fashion brand. A beaming man was also seen waving around small bottles of baby oil. And listen, Sean Combs, this isn't the first time he's been found not guilty of serious criminal charges. He was infamously acquitted in his 1999 nightclub shooting case, which ended with his protege, Shine, who has claimed that he was set up to be the fall guy, getting sentenced to 10 years in jail. Even without the conviction of these most severe charges, Sean Combs has already showed us who he is.
Yep. Yes.
He beat up that woman in the hotel.
I wanted that to be more part of it. He didn't have an assault charge, and I don't know if there was too much time passed.
They showed the video dozens of times during the trial.
That was enough for me.
And I still don't understand any of that. He showed who he is, and these people who are celebrating, those are the boner candidates. And boner candidate number 1, a Frico is not a Rico, yeah, but it's still a Frico. Here's boner candidate number 2. Your welcoming attitude is forbidden. A classroom banner declaring that, quote, everyone is welcome, has been declared illegal under a new Idaho statute. On the eve of the July 1 start date of House Bill 41, Idaho's Attorney General released an opinion clarifying that the banner, the subject of controversy early this year, in a suburban Boise school would fall under the prohibited category of representing a political, religious, or ideological expression by saying everyone is welcome. The store-bought sign in the 6th grade classroom of teacher Sarah Einema stated everyone is welcome here. It had images of raised hands of different skin tones.
Oh, that's the problem.
Yeah.
That is the problem.
She said it had been there since it's been in my classroom since 2020. 5 years at least.
How very Christ-like of them.
In January of this year, the administrator told Einema to remove the banner, saying it violated the district's content-neutral policy on classroom displays. Einema refused to remove it.
Good for her.
And she submitted her resignation at the end of the school year. Yeah, it's...
How is it anything but racist? There's no other explanation
It is so disappointing to me, though, when somebody, she refuses to take down the sign, but then she resigns. I would stick by my gun and stay. You have to take me out.
Be a pain in the ass.
Take me out.
How about if we change it to most are welcome here? Would that be better?
Because
some are welcome here. There we go.
Because the law specifies that the education department will oversee enforcement, that the agency has created a complaint form which people can report displays that they believe depict. So you can turn them in if you think that these displays depict opinion, emotions, beliefs, or thoughts on politics, society, economics, religion, or faith. If you
That's really broad.
You cannot display or express an opinion on any of those things. You may not express an opinion.
How is saying some people are welcome is an opinion? What?
Jesus never said that.
Boner,
wait, he did, didn't he?
Boner candidate number 2, your welcoming attitude is forbidden. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3, dirty dancing, done dirty in Provo.
All right. Boner candidate number 3 coming up after this. Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by...
Summer Showdown continues at Broadway Center Cinemas, featuring cult classic movies Fridays and Saturdays. This week's Summer Showdown, But I'm a Cheerleader, which sounds like a funny, cool movie. Mm-hmm. And Hairspray from 1988. You can get tickets and more information at slfstix.com.
Well, South Park, who would have ever thought it'd be on for 27 seasons?
Well, there's that.
But Season 27 has been delayed by Comedy Central amid the streaming rights battle between the creators and the channel's parent company, Paramount Global. Trey Parker and Matt Stone are not taking the delay lying down. Parker and Stone have had enough of this show, in their words. In response to the press release from Comedy Central about the changes in premiere date for South Park, Trey Parker and Matt Stone said, "This merger is an show, and it's effing up South Park. We're at the studio working on new episodes, and we hope the fans get to see them somehow."
Well, and
a
the
tweet
thing,
posted to South Park's official site read.
The thing with South Park is it's timely. It's based on it. It's not the kind of thing that that works well if you wait too long.
Season 27 is now expected to premiere on July 23rd, representing a 2-week scheduling push. The merger the guys are referring to will combine David Ellison's Skydance and Paramount Global. That should close by July 6th. The announcement announcing the rescheduling of South Park's new season comes amid the fight over the hit animated series streaming rights. As they reported in The Hollywood Reporter, Parker and Stone, through their attorney, have threatened legal action against Paramount, accusing the company's incoming president, Jeff Shell, of meddling in their contract negotiations with Warner Brothers. Shell will be installed as Skydance Paramount's president once the deal is done. 9 measles cases now in Utah. Utah Department of Health and Human Services has confirmed 9 cases in the state of Utah, and according to the department, 7 of the people who've been infected reside in Utah County. 2 live in the southwest portion of the state. The 2 new infections from Utah County were added to the department's online count on Friday. The other 2 were added on Tuesday. Each of the 4 newly infected people were known contacts to people who previously had been infected and were being actively monitored for measles symptoms. People who are infected, the department has said, typically see symptoms 1 to 2 weeks after they've been exposed to the measles. The former head of, or the former commissioner of higher education here in Utah, David Wolstenhume, there was a woman who told investigators that she had known him for a long time and that they often greeted each other with a hug. But then once during a public event, she recalled Utah's then top higher education boss seemed a little different. Maybe he was drunk or, I don't know. The typical hug shifted into touching that made her uncomfortable. She had walked up to Wolstenhume to say hello at the event hosted by the Utah State University. When they hugged, she said, he stayed in his chair and continued holding her as other people stood nearby. His hand moved from her shoulder to her lower back before he stopped and rested it on her buttocks longer than anything she would have perceived as accidental. Yep. And then she said Wolstenhume tapped her on the butt several times.
Wow.
These details about the sexual misconduct allegation Wolstenhume faced before he abruptly resigned as the state's higher education commissioner in September of 2023 came from an investigative document recently released to the Salt Lake Tribune after a nearly 2-year legal fight for its disclosure. In a major decision, a judge in May said that the Tribune could have the document. They granted access to the document. And so there you go. I mean, he's gone, but finally the details are out. Well, I don't know how you feel about this, Carrie, being a farm boy, but Wade Stout.
That sounds like a farmer.
That's a farmer.
He's.
You mean Wade Stout?
There's a picture of Wade Stout, and he's cuddling a Highland cow at the fold of Liberty Farms in Spanish Fork.
Well, they're adorable.
After Spanish?
The farm offers people the opportunity to cuddle and brush their old and young Highland cows. The side of pasture of cows in the Spanish Fork area, Utah County. It says here, a Utah County city steeped in farming and ranching history.
Is it out to or down to?
Down to. Because we're north.
Yeah, if you were south of Spanish,
you'd say
it'd
up
be up to.
Oh, if it were like Twilla, that'd be out to.
No, you'd be.
Well, Twilla,
might. That'd still be down to.
Yeah, it's down to.
If you were Santaquin, you'd say up to.
Okay.
Yeah. But these are, I guess they're fluffy cows.
They are. They're adorable.
They're pretty.
And They do something called the Utah cow cuddle. People
There's
go,
a picture, x96.com/live.
and then they let people go out and cuddle them until they eat them.
That's just making that meat tender is what it's doing.
That's right. And
like Wagyu.
When two railroads met at northern Utah's Promontory Summit in 1869, the country was joined from coast to coast for the first time. The connection sealed by the final spike, the Golden Spike. Thousands of workers, those formerly enslaved, immigrants, war veterans, had come together in one of the most ambitious projects of the 19th century. Now, more than 150 years later, a new monument and state park in northern Utah will tell the story. Plans for the Golden Spike State Monument were unveiled last month, and they're bringing in a 43-foot tall gold leaf spike-shaped monument, which will stand at the in honor of the thousands of workers who built the railroad. It's 43 feet tall. That's amazing, and it's going to be there, I guess, stuck in the ground at this monument. It's an interesting place to go if you've never been there. It seems like it takes forever to get there, but once you're at the Golden Spike, and they still have two steam locomotives there, the Jupiter and I forget what the other one is, and they fire them up periodically, and it's interesting to see. Donald Trump on Wednesday launched a wild attack on Representative Jamie Raskin, Democrat from Maryland, calling him a dope, a total loser, a bad politician, and he said Raskin has an ugly face. Trump's tirade came shortly after Raskin appeared on MSNBC, where he spoke about a report indicating that the president wasn't aware that his signature, big, beautiful bill, would cut Medicaid until a Republican lawmaker pointed it out to him earlier in the day.
Yeah.
Raskin said he didn't even know that it was going to cut Medicaid.
He doesn't know about anything.
Raskin said that there's a lot of discussion on the floor of the House over just how much Trump knows about his own bill and whether he's just completely out of it. All of these people have gotten in line despite their own misgivings because Trump is leading the way. But Trump might not even understand what's in the bill, Raskin said. Yet not everyone in the Republican caucus has backed the bill, and as a key vote stalled late Wednesday, although I think I just heard it went through.
Oh, yeah, it did.
Trump attacked Raskin on Truth Social. Jamie Raskin, third-rate politician, has no idea what our fantastic tax cut bill, or would he understand if he did. This dope has been consistently losing to me for years, and I love watching his ugly face as he's forced to consistently concede defeat to Trump.
He doesn't know. He doesn't read.
No.
And that's not a wild slam.
No.
Nope.
He doesn't read things.
He doesn't know.
He wants his briefings done with pictures, and he doesn't want to read them. He wants them told to him.
And finally, this story, Del Monte, 139-year-old company.
Mm-hmm.
Best known for its canned fruits and vegetables.
Used to have a plant down to Spanish Fork.
Yeah. They're filing for bankruptcy protection as consumers increasingly bypass canned Del Monte products for healthier or cheaper options. Del Monte has secured a $912.5 million in-debt debtor-in-possession financing that will allow it to operate normally as the sale progresses. I say people are buying fresh,
we have more
better,
access to fresh.
But they're also buying store brands, the in-house, because they're cheaper, and the quality is just as good probably. And also frozen vegetables and things like that have cut into them a lot over the years. So Del Monte, you're not going to get your fruit cocktail.
I don't know that I buy any Del Monte anything.
I'm a Libby's person.
Are you?
Libby's.
It's on the label. I'm a Del Monte guy myself. I like their canned peas. All right, that's it.
Weather, traffic.
So, kind of like yesterday, about a 40% chance of afternoon thunderstorms, high of 88, so it's a little cooler than it was yesterday. Overnight low 65. Tomorrow, on the 4th of July, high of 90, 20% chance of thunderstorms expected tomorrow. And then things dry out a bit and warm up. Highs in the mid to upper 90s going into the first part of next week. Traffic is still great. Going to not be great later. They're expecting a lot of people to be traveling in their cars to get out of town this weekend. Heard from some Infinity members, no problems between one of the Jordans and East Stabbington. Thank you for that. Johnny B says smooth sailing from Sugar Hood to Murray. I don't mind Murray. Well, yeah, I don't mind Murray. Murray's fine. Yeah, everything's fine now. So they're saying if you can leave before 2, that would be great, or after 7. Those in-between times are going to be busy for traffic later on. But right now, things are looking great. Cascade Collision Repair, Utah's leader for certified repairs. Get a free estimate online at cascadecollision.com, including their newest location in West Valley City.
Here's boner candidate number 3, Dirty Dancing Done Dirty in Provo. The creator of the popular, and I had not heard of this, but I guess it's popular, Dirtylicious dance classes, says that she's been done dirty by the city of Provo because the rec center suddenly canceled all of the classes. The cancellations, several people said they loved doing the Dirtylicious dances, and they're sad that the classes had been taken off the schedule. We're not going away quietly. We're proud of what we built, said Dirtylicious dance fitness creator Erica Tanner. Along with Provo, Dirtylicious classes have been offered mainly in Salt Lake, Davis, and Utah counties in local studios and recreation centers. What Dirtylicious Dance Fitness is, it's a fun, inspiring dance fitness class designed to help empower individuals, primarily women, feel confident and healthy and connect with others through dance, Tanner explained. Dancers at the center of the fireworks mishap have exited to, are excited to return. Oh, no, that's a different story. I needed to delete that and forgot.
This is somebody complaining because they didn't like the sign or something.
No, and the dances, so I watched some of what the classes are. You know, it's like there's a lot of twerking and, but
you don't have to take the class.
People are fully clothed and all of that. And it's no more salacious than what the jazz dancers do.
Exactly.
For the basketball team.
But I'm being forced to take the class.
But the county or the city, I guess it is, says, well, we canceled it because we had complaints that the classes were not wholesome.
Well, you don't have to take the class. You don't have to go in the room.
Nope. But apparently there are lots of these classes all around the area, and people enjoy them. But they've canceled them at the Provo Rec Center. Done dirty, Dirtylicious dance classes done dirty by Provo.
All right, well, there you go. That's candidate number 3. Let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. Freako is not Rico, but it's still a Freako. That's these people who are celebrating Sean Combs getting off on most of the charges, and they're just spraying baby oil all over. He's still a creep, okay? No room for celebration here. No reason for celebration. Boner candidate number 2, your welcoming attitude is forbidden. That's a classroom banner declaring that everyone is welcome has been declared illegal under a new Idaho state law. And boner candidate number 3, Dirty Dancing Done Dirty in Provo.
All right. Time for you to vote for boner of the day. 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think should win. Put that single digit in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. That's all we need is that single digit. The computer counts it for us. It's easy. Or you can call Katie in the producer's booth. She'll take your live voice vote. Oh, there she is now, taking a call. 877-602-9696. Or you can go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boners, July 3, 2025. Click and vote. And if you don't see that box, refresh your browser. It'll appear. Click and vote. You've only got 3 minutes to get your vote in, so let's get to it. And as soon as we award Boner of the Day, Sean Means will be here to review the movies opening. A lot of people go to the movies on the 4th of July weekend. Get that for you after these. Stand by. Vote for your Boner. Here we go.
I brought this in, Gina, in case you need it.
What? In case I need it.
It's a blood pressure. It's a blood pressure cuff.
Oh.
You want to take your blood pressure?
So yesterday, I started a blood pressure medication.
Which one?
Oh,
that's a good one. She's having
please.
a stroke. That's why
it's new. So.
It's
new. It's Lisinopril.
Okay.
I'm taking my blood pressure right now.
And it worked when I took my blood pressure this morning. It was lower, so I think I'm good.
Damn, this cuff is acting up.
But my doctor wants me to come in a week and check it, and she wants me to have a fasting blood test, which I hate.
What's a fasting blood?
You just have to
fast. You have to fast before you have the blood test. So,
really?
Yeah.
Oh.
You can't even have
So you don't eat any dinner, and then when you get off work, you go have your blood test.
Oh.
So
you
Gina
can't
will
have
have to go almost 12 hours without eating.
I can't even have coffee with my vanilla latte. I could have black coffee, but I don't drink that.
I'm 132/67, and my pulse is 52. That's not too bad.
No, that's not too bad.
That's because
Should we check mine?
Sure. You know how to work these?
That's not the kind I have.
You just put it. You have to hold your wrist like that. So, and then just hit start.
Okay.
So put it on and but you have to keep your arm in line with your. This is really fascinating radio.
I was going to say, we got Utah word of the day here.
Wait, hold on.
Well, it'll take a second.
Okay. Well, what are the results?
Gina's blood pressure was 162/100.
It's not good.
Do we need to call an ambulance?
That's terrible.
I only had one pill. One pill's not going to fix it.
I would say you need to throw that medication away and get something new.
So I've only taken one pill.
162/100. You're only taking one?
Yeah.
Because I take I think 2 different blood pressure medications.
Well, she had me. She's like, let's just try this.
Trying to find the sweet spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I recall, I had to mess around with it for a while too.
Yeah.
And it's probably nothing other than it's probably age related.
Great.
Means you're getting old, baby. Sorry. Your pulse, your heart rate was 70, which is, I don't know. Mine's always really low, so I don't know where 70. How that falls on the scale.
Maybe I have white coat syndrome.
What?
Yeah, it's when
you get nervous. When
you got nervous because you thought I was a doctor.
Yeah.
Is that right? No. I think you have white man syndrome.
That's it. I get afraid when I'm around white men.
Yeah.
Yes. Now the chat room is reacting. Demetra, who's familiar with these sort of things. My fingers were shocked by Gina's blood pressure.
Yeah.
Let's see. What was mine? 132/67. How's that, Demetra? That's pretty good, isn't it? It's not bad.
Well, Guy has found a category.
Oh, where do I fall?
Well, let's see. Normal is the systolic is less than 20, and the diastolic is less than 80. That's normal. Elevated is 120 to 129 and less than 80.
Nope.
High blood pressure is 130 to 139 or 80 to 89.
So my systolic is a little high, but my diastole is it's okay. So I'm not bad.
Hypertension stage 2 is 140 or higher or 90 or higher with the diastolic. And hypertensive crisis, contact your doctor immediately.
You should call him now, Gina.
Is higher than 180 and higher than 120.
I'm not
with
quite
the
there
diastolic.
yet.
I mean her.
You're getting there.
I'm going to have to take mine again now because they say you should do it more than once, Second time I've taken it, 112/67. That's really
Oh, look.
45 times
on my
award
same-
boner of the day.
And the boner of the day is brought to you in part by a salmon rice bowl.
And does your company have a process requiring ultra-pure water? Trust the certified master water specialists at Water Specialties, Inc. for ultra-pure water system design, installation, maintenance, or sanitation. Call the experts at Water Specialties, 801-281-4911, or visit waterspecialties.net.
Pretty sure that I was pretty sure that one would win. Frico is not a Rico, but it is still a Frico. Got the second place votes.
Yeah.
Second place votes. But first place goes to Boner candidate number 2 with nearly 150 votes. Your welcoming attitude is forbidden.
There you go. That's your Boner of the Day for today, July 3, 2025. Now qualified to be Boner of the Week. I believe Dave the Flower Guy will be here at 9:50.
I think so.
We'll find out to tell us who Boner of the Week is. All right. Is this a sponsored feature?
Haster Games for board games, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, miniatures, dice paints, and more. Haster Games, 6831 South State, or HasterGames.com.
Thank you.
Well, here he is. Sean Patrick Means. Sean Means with the Salt Lake Tribune. He's an editor and a reporter. You can read his stuff there, sltrib.com. And he's a movie critic. Moviecricket.net is where you find the movie criticisms. We have, 2 movies it looks like?
Yep. There's just really one movie this week.
Really?
But I happen to see something else, and I want to talk about that. And I'll talk about that first. It's called 40 Acres. This is in Canada, in the middle of the apocalypse. There was a pandemic that killed off most of the animals, then a civil war, then a famine. Things are bad. You've got a few survivors here and there, and cannibal drifters trying to take over the
Cannibal Drifters.
The
That'd
few
be
farms.
a good band name.
Yeah. Now, let's get our terms right. Cannibals are different than zombies. Zombies can't help themselves.
Well, yeah.
Zombies can't help.
Cannibals.
It's a choice.
Cannibalism is a choice.
Exactly. That's
my sign-off.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're taking over the few farms that actually are producing food. The Freeman family owns such a farm. They have had it since the first Freemans escaped the South during the first Civil War. And the mom of the family, the matriarch, Haley, played by Danielle Deadweiler, great actress. She was in Fences. She was in Till. She's a great actress. She's an ex-soldier trying to teach her kids how to fight for the farm. And they're pretty – you don't want to mess with these folks. They're pretty lethal. So the tension starts when the oldest son, played by Katame O'Connor, he wants to stretch outside of mom's stern influence. And outside the fence, he sees a young woman about his age, and things happen. What's cool about this is that you've got a lot of history bubbling under the surface, as well as this great mother-son drama, all wrapped within what's a really good post-apocalyptic thriller. The problem is that I was told this movie is opening this week everywhere, and it's not.
It's not.
I can't find it anywhere in Utah, but keep an eye out for it. And it will be streaming soon enough if you don't get to see it in theaters. But outside of Utah, it did open yesterday. So,
all right,
3.5 stars for 40 Acres.
Oh, okay.
There
you
we
really
go.
liked it.
Find it if you can find it. So.
All right. So, Jurassic World Rebirth. Is this the 7th?
Number 7.
Yeah.
Yes, we had the first trilogy with Sam Neill and those guys. Then we had the second trilogy with Chris Pratt, and then Sam Neill and Laura Dern and Jeff Goldblum popped up in the last one. And so this is the 7th, and it's, I don't know, starting to get a little boring. Which is part of the gag is that the dinosaurs are not exciting anymore, and so they have to figure out new ways to make money off of the dinosaurs.
So they get it.
Yeah.
Sort of.
And so the tourism market has died out, and the dinosaurs took over the planet last time. Right?
Yeah. The
whole planet?
The tourism market died out because the tourists were dying.
Well, no. What happened is that they discovered that the dinosaurs couldn't hack Utah weather.
Yeah.
They couldn't hack temperate zones. They could only live in the tropics, and only in a few spots. And those places are now off limits to people. But there's a big pharma company who wants to find them dinosaurs, extract some blood samples, and get rich developing the dinosaur DNA, right?
Yeah.
But it's illegal and dangerous to travel to those areas. So the big pharma guy, played by Rupert Friend, hires a mercenary to get in and out, who's good at getting in and out of places you're not supposed to go in.
Okay.
And that's Zora. She's played by Scarlett Johansson.
You hire Black Widow for stuff like
You
this.
hire Black Widow. And then Black Widow hires Blade because
Mahershala
Ali is the boat captain. Old Friend does these sort of things. And he has a crew. And they're like all veteran, sort of, tough whatever. You can judge the crew by their tattoos.
A lot of people who don't got time to bleed.
Exactly, that kind of thing. And then the last person on the team is Henry, who's a paleobiologist, nerdy bookish guy. Nerd, played by Jonathan Bailey from Wicked. So, and he's a dinosaur expert at a time when nobody cares about dinosaurs. So, what's he got to lose? They head to the tropics to where what we kept getting told is this is where InGen, the original company that did the DNA splicing and whatnot, this was their R&D department. This was where they developed the stuff that before it got put to the parks. The stuff that made it to the parks, and then there's the stuff that
where Wayne Knight worked.
Yeah. Yep.
Maybe.
Dennis Nedry, please.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. How do you know that?
Because we've seen the movie.
And Wayne Knight. I know Wayne Knight. So
anyhow, so this is where this is the stuff where the monster's too dangerous for the park. You would hope with a title like Rebirth, we would be seeing something fresh and exciting. But no, it's really is the same old. People go into the jungle, run away from dinosaurs, turn around, run into more dinosaurs, and spend 2 hours trying not to become dinner. And the script is by David Koepp, who wrote the first movie with Michael Crichton.
Oh,
and he is really enamored with his old material, and it does play like a greatest hits. There's one. I mean, first off, there's characters who they might as well have dinosaur meat tattooed to their foreheads because that's where they're going.
Red shirts.
Exactly. And there's one death that is 50% Nedry, 50%. It's 50% Nedry. It's 50% the Guerrero, the lawyer.
Oh yeah.
And a little bit of Sam Jackson's arm. It's like all that in one. It's like
you had me at 50% Nedry.
Yeah. It's that kind of movie, and and the people. You don't care about Scarlett. I'm sorry. I like Scarlett Johansson, but I had no investment whatsoever in her or in Mahershala Ali or the nerdy guy. They do stick a family in the middle of all this who's like on a sailing trip across the ocean.
Need kids in peril,
and you do have the kids in peril. And you keep going back and forth between them and the tough people and so on. But yeah, it just.
So no, you're saying no.
I'm saying no. I mean, I wanted to have more fun with it than I did. Even so, I mean, the effects are cool. Dinosaurs are cool. So 2.5. But what I say doesn't matter here. This is going to make a ton of money this weekend.
It's one of those critic-proof movies.
It is very critic-proof, but I do what I can. 2.5 for Jurassic World Rebirth.
Would it be better to see it in IMAX?
You can't.
Oh, you can't.
No, because
is F1 still
because
there?
F1 is still
F1 has got all the IMAXs booked, and then next week Superman takes all.
So I might
IMAX.
see F1 in IMAX this weekend.
Do that.
I might do that.
Do that.
Look at that Brad Pitt up there.
Well, Muhammad likes the.
Oh, and he likes the
F1, so I think we might do a family movie excursion.
And so next week is all about Superman.
It is Superman.
Yep.
The newest attempt to tell the story of the Man of Steel.
There will be no origin.
In the movie,
I'll wait till I see it.
There will be no origin for Superman.
There will be no
There will be
from
origin.
the planet of Krypton.
There will be origin for Supergirl. This movie starts where superheroes have been on the planet for a long time. There you go.
That's like saying you're not going to have a Batman scene where pearls hit the ground in the alley.
He's not going to do it. He says, "We know where these guys come from. Everybody knows."
But Supergirl comes from someplace different.
Supergirl's got a different origin.
Yeah.
What is Kill the Jockey?
Kill the Jockey is a movie from Brazil that's like a thriller that I only know a little bit about, and we'll have to chase down and watch so you can talk about it next week.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right, Sean Means, sltrib.com, moviecricket.net.
There we go. All right. Traffic, Gina, please.
Yeah, things still looking pretty good, although fire affecting the roadway northbound SR 36. This is in Tooele, milepost 56. Not sure what caused it. But that's the only issue. UDOT's just saying it's a big travel day, and between 2 and 7 will be the busiest time. So if it can leave before 2 or after 7, that would be helpful in your commute. All tickets are on sale now, so claim your spot and start planning your perfect Park City night. Details at DeerValleyMusicFestival.org.
All right. Thank you very much. We will take a break. We will be back after these messages with a Hello Sailor Boy update. We've got Beat Gina on the way for some prizes, some more news, and other stuff on the way. Stand by for all of that. ZeroRes.com.
So I had some work done at my house that caused a bunch of dust and stuff to be kicked up, and I thought, perfect time to have Zero Res come out. They've got that special going on, 3 rooms of carpet clean for $129 when you mention X96, and 15% off the air duct cleaning services with the code AIR15. Patty was my service member from Zero Res. She was fantastic. I did 6 rooms and staircase. She did it quickly, and everything looked great. And one of the good things about Zero Res is it dries really fast. So we did it late afternoon. By the time I got up to go to work the next morning, I'm walking around barefoot. It was dry. Those old systems, it could be dry, wet for days. And no detergents. They don't use those. That means they're not that crunchy carpet that you're used to having when you used to clean your carpets that way. Kerry just had them out at his house.
They always do a great job, always.
So give them a call, 866-0RES, or go online at ZeroRes.com.
Much better then than it is today. It's, about the same nonsense.
I enjoy it.
I did like the line, we have a lot of diversity thanks to the Chinese restaurant in town.
I don't know. I think we explore, what is it, the Voice of Mona, KVOM?
Yeah, we
I forgot about
That's something that we could explore, definitely.
Yeah, you're right. KVOM.
What is it? KVOM?
Yeah, the Voice of Mona.
Voice of Mona.
KVO. Like KVOG, the Voice of Ogden.
Mm-hmm.
KSL, K Salt
There is
Lake.
a KVOM in Arkansas.
Oh.
But we could steal it.
KNEU,
What
Voice
town
of
in-
Northeastern Utah.
What town in Arkansas?
What town in Arkansas?
Yeah.
Let's see.
No, wait, there can't. Arkansas has K? There'd be
Oh,
W's.
yeah. It'd be W's in Arkansas.
Although
wouldn't it?
I think
Or are they on the other side of the...
KVOM 101.17, the voice of Morrilton, Arkansas.
Morrilton.
Morrilton.
I thought that was a fake town.
No.
That was in the show Moral Oral.
Let's see what the staff is.
Yeah, who works at KVOM?
Eric Tyler, he's the news and sports director.
Of course he is.
Kenny Wall in the mornings. Oh,
Yeah, these are all their real names, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Kenny Wall.
There's a lot of news in Morrilton, I'm sure.
Very moral news.
Is Morrilton close to anything? Like a big city?
I don't know.
Morrilton, Arkansas.
We get Denver a weekend show or something.
Yeah, I mean there are things I'd forgotten that
Oh, see, this is perfect. Here's the local events in Morrilton.
Local events in Morrilton. Okay.
It's the
see?
Morrilton Budget and Fire Meeting. The City Council Budget and Fire Committees.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, they're meeting today at 5 at City Hall.
Well, we don't have time to get there.
Well, we could hop a plane.
What else?
Wednesday, it's the Conway County Quorum Court Grievance Committee is going to meet.
Say that again.
Court grievances.
Hold it. Say it again.
Conway County Quorum Court Grievance Committee
Wow.
is meeting tomorrow at 5 p.m. at the courthouse in Morrilton.
Now, there's another setup for you. A court grievance committee
Then this weekend,
that the mayor could chair.
guess who's coming to town?
To Morrilton? Who?
The Popovich Comedy Pet Theater.
Oh,
The Train Cats?
yeah.
Our favorite Vegas show?
The Popovich.
Oh,
Train Cats.
Our favorite Vegas show?
I was so disappointed last time I was in Vegas with my family. They didn't really believe me about
Yes.
this, and I said we're going to go see the
gonna go see the
Popovich,
cat
and
show.
they were closed. They were out
Well,
on
they're
tour.
They're on
in
tour.
Morrilton.
They're hitting all the big cities.
And then
The
it's
Train Cat Show. I loved that.
it's the Union Valley Baptist Church free soup lunch is this weekend too.
Free
so.
soup.
Okay, well,
I made some soup, Daddy.
yep, we got.
And we're giving it away
Now,
to
come on, don't give it away.
Okay,
We got- come on,
Giving you
Listen.
ideas here.
I'm sorry.
listen. This is giving me some fodder to
Okay,
write. And if you
good.
start
All right.
saying it,
I won't. Text question: how old is Denver? Is he 13 or 33?
About.
Yeah.
It depends.
Yeah, about.
It depends.
Depends on what is required of the sketch.
In that one, he was pretty young, but sometimes he's 33.
I'm so happy that Morrilton is getting the trained cat show this weekend.
Hey, their website, the radio station website, has area obituaries.
Oh, really?
This is great.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to give me stuff.
Oh, they got the River Valley Beef Conference coming up.
The beef conference.
Pesticide applicator training. No, this is a gold.
Oh, there is a year's worth of sketches right there.
Oh, Rami Mac Henley passed away.
Oh, no.
Pesticide applicator training.
Oh, Terry, they have a trading time show.
Oh, really? Tradio?
Yeah.
This is awesome.
And Denver Criddle, Tradio.
Yep.
Matilda the cat lady calling in.
Carrie.
Oh, sorry. Make it the poodle lady. Sorry.
Oh, you can do it. I'll forget it.
At 33986.
Like Thomas in Mill Creek texted us from Mill Creek.
In Mill Creek.
Is he in the actual creek?
Yep, he's waiting around right now.
All right. Well, let's hang on. I got this here.
We interrupt this program to give you a bulletin just received from one of our naval units at sea.
There you go.
Hello, sailor boy.
So I got the call I've been waiting for from my sailor son Festus.
Got his orders?
So he's been in IDC school. That's Independent Duty Corpsman. It's kind of like a PA for you civilian folks.
A physician's assistant.
Yeah. And he's done with school. He's doing his rotations in different medical clinics. He's on his ER rotation right now.
That's emergency room.
Yeah. So, and he's all about, the Pit TV show. So he's like excited that he's in the ER. But he's been waiting for his orders. So where am I going to go from here with these new medical skills I have learned?
And if he's in the Navy, it could be anywhere in the world.
Yes. Now he's and he graduates in August. We'll go out for his actual graduation in August. But you get your orders before then. And he's graduating not at the top of his class, but near the top of his class. So the further
within spitting distance.
Yeah, so the better you are ranked, the better options you have for where to go.
Well, they don't let you choose.
Well, so what happens is it's kind of like a job placement officer comes and says, here are the orders we have available now. So it's not just choosing wherever you want to go. These are the open positions that are available. And I said, okay, what position, where were your choices? And he said, well, on the list was Greece.
So he does get to make some choices.
Some choices, yeah.
Oh.
Greece. Mm-hmm. He could stay in San Diego.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Poland.
No, you don't. No, don't do that.
Yeah.
And then the one that he picked. So his first pick was Greece. But it went to the guy that was the one that everyone went, oh, I want.
Went to the guy who was
that one.
who was really the top of the class.
And I shouldn't say guy. I don't know. Could be a woman. I don't know. He had men and women in his class.
Say the person,
The
Gina.
person. Okay. I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, I know you didn't pick Poland. Please tell me you didn't pick Poland. He's like, no, I didn't pick Poland.
Nobody picked Poland.
I'm going to Diego Garcia.
Oh,
where is that?
It's in the South Seas, right?
It's in the Indian Ocean.
Indian. Yeah.
If you go to x96.com/live, it is an island very literally in the middle of nowhere.
It is a spot in the ocean.
It is 1,000 miles south of the Maldives.
Wow.
Why did he...
And the only thing that is on this island is this military base.
Yeah.
That is all that is there.
Why did he pick Diego Garcia?
Well,
It was that or Poland? And nobody picks Poland.
A few reasons for Diego Garcia. When he first told me this, I'm like, you're going to be in the middle of I'm never going to see you. Like, there are no commercial flights in and out of this place. It's, you're in the back of a Navy cargo ship to get to and fro there.
Wow.
And he said, well, a couple reasons. You get paid a little more.
Okay, that's good.
You only have to be there a year.
Really?
Because it's like...
Because it's so far away.
Yeah.
It's isolated.
So, and after that year, you can pick where you go. So
really?
So you do that. And because there's nothing to do... Oh, yeah, we have a map at our house. If you go to x96.com/live, I put a little pin in the map where it is in the middle of the Indian Ocean.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
On this side, so you get paid more, and there's nowhere to spend your money on this island. There's no town. There's no...
Well, there's just the PX.
Yeah, but I mean, there's not...
Yeah.
You don't have a
no
car.
Gambling.
You don't... It is... Now, what he said about it, and I found this article that made me feel a little bit better about it. This article says, what's it like to be stationed at Diego Garcia? It's the Navy's best-kept secret.
Okay.
It is apparently spectacularly beautiful, and I have a picture of that as well that Katie might put up.
So that's
it is
actually...
It is white sand beaches.
Oh, wow.
And turquoise blue water. Lush, beautiful, tropical paradise.
Diego Garcia was discovered by Portuguese sailors in 1512 and remained uninhabited until the French began using it as a leper colony.
Oh.
And for coconut plantations in the 18th century. After the Napoleonic Wars, the island was transferred to British control and remained part of Mauritius until 1965, when it became part of the newly formed British Indian Ocean Territory.
He's like, it'll be like being on Gilligan's Island for a year. And I said, oh, then you'll have random celebrities washing up on shore once a
and
week.
Russian ghosts.
Now, there was a native population there as well, the Chagosians. The Chagosians, between 1968 and 1973, the remaining Chagosian inhabitants were forcibly removed to make way for a military base.
It's a British, or it's not American. It's a British American.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what can you do there? You can fish.
Mm-hmm.
You can
surf. Is there surfing?
Corey says he's going to be treating a lot of alcohol poisoning and fight injuries.
Well, so here's what, and I'm going to have a talk with Festus about this, because this article I read said if you go here, so nobody has their family or spouse. These are all because it's not a family deployment. You either become a hunk, a drunk, or a monk.
Well, he'll be a hunk.
And
I think he's going to be a drunk monk.
Because the only things to do, apparently, are work out, drink, or, be contemplative and think about your place in the world.
You say that like it's either or. He could do all three of those things.
I think he could be a hunky monk.
He could.
A hunk monk who likes to drink.
There are feral donkeys on the island.
Feral?
So when he first told me that, I was like, well, okay, it's not Poland. And I actually feel like he's probably safer here than anywhere. It's not close to anything. Like, I don't think it would ever be.
I mean, there are tsunamis.
I believe that there are missiles that could reach there.
I don't know.
And it's not far from India, and we're getting some problems there.
Yeah.
So.
But
yeah. Anyway.
So he's excited.
Fun.
He's excited.
When does he go?
Well, he hasn't got the official orders yet. I'm going to see him next weekend just because now I'm thinking, what if I don't see you for a year? What I told Joe last night is, okay, he's 1,700 miles from the Maldives.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
you go to the Maldives.
Maybe we can have Christmas in the Maldives next year. We can go visit him there. That would be fun.
Well, you could just, hop a water taxi and go see you?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a little far.
Somebody says...
that's why I made the joke.
Somebody says, Gina, I had friends whose parents were in the military. They lived in Diego Garcia and loved it. Okay.
Diego Garcia is often referred to as Fantasy Island because it's so secluded.
Welcome.
And see, I would have said Greece if I was.
Well, no, that was his first choice.
Yeah.
But because there was somebody ahead of him, he had to go with next choice.
I'm looking at pictures of Diego Garcia, and it looks lovely.
Yeah.
But you're surrounded by military types, so there's the drawback.
That's all that's there.
Yeah.
Well, but when you're in the Navy, you're surrounded by military types.
Yeah, that's why I made the joke.
Yes.
Yeah.
Somebody says, my son graduated top of his class from Paris Island boot camp in the Marines. Got to pick where he wanted. He's now in the bodybuilding program, Color Guard in D.C. That doesn't sound like... That sounds like a Cush
Yeah, Color Guard.
station.
Yeah, you just have to march.
Wow. Well, okay.
So I was not. I was a little worried, and now I'm okay. It could have been a lot worse. Is what I'm.
Could have stayed in San Diego.
But he's like, I want to go. I want to see the world. I'm in San Diego. He could end up back in San Diego at the end of this. He wants to go see the world. So.
And starting with Diego Garcia.
And I thought when he said Diego Garcia, I said, is that in the Gulf of America? It sounds like it's in the Gulf of America.
Well, that's the guy who's going to play Reed Richards in the Fantastic Four movie.
Diego Garcia.
Hello, sailor boy!
Okay, traffic. We have a crash westbound I-80. This is up in Summit County, milepost 155. Fire affecting the roadway northbound SR 36 in Tooele, milepost 56. Mostly, though, things are pretty calm. I don't see a lot of slowdowns or accidents. UDOT is anticipating busy roads later today between 2 and 7, so they're asking if you've got, a choice of when you leave to go out of town, if you can do it before 2 or after 7, that would be best for everybody, actually. Tired of paying too much for concerts? Experience great live music, enjoy adult beverages without paying stupid prices at the coolest venues in town. Don't miss Lyle Lovett and his large band Wednesday, July 9th. Get tickets at thestateroompresents.com.
Tell him that he's got to be careful. The only mammals on the island are rats, other than humans.
Well, the feral donkeys.
There are some donkeys, but there are coconut crabs, and they are protected species.
Oh.
You can't. If you kill a coconut crab, you're in big trouble.
Don't eat the coconut crabs.
Yeah.
And what makes a donkey feral?
They're just wild.
Are they just mean, or are they just wild?
I think they're just
wild.
They just
roaming.
roam around.
I wouldn't want to get bit by one. Anyway. Beat Gina coming up after these messages and a song. What is our prize?
Our prize is, Goldfinger, An Unwritten Law, and Zebrahead. They're all coming to town September 12th to the complex.
That is a show. Goldfinger tickets. 877-602-9696 is the number to call to play. Line up as soon as possible. The sooner you do, the better. It's Beat Gina after these messages and a song. Stand by. 877-602-9696. UtahAdvocates.com.
The advocates, they are personal injury attorneys, and they will help you if you've been involved in an accident. If you've been hurt in an accident and you don't know what to do, I'll tell you what to do. Call the advocates, 801-355-5550. So they help people that way. But the advocates like to help the road home. And they have the Apple Tree program going on right now. This is to get school supplies for kids who are living in shelters, living in the shelter. And there were, I forget how many they said when they were in here. You were gone. Was it like 200, I think,
yeah,
or
it's
something?
quite a few.
200 kids. They need back-to-school supplies. So you go into any one of the offices of the advocates. They have an apple tree, a representation of an apple tree there. You pick a representative apple off the representative tree, and it'll tell you things that you can go buy for kids for back-to-school. It's the advocates. Go to UtahAdvocates.com, find an advocate's office near you, and help out the kids in the road home.
So is this really the best question of the week?
Yeah, well, yeah, we haven't been doing this for a while. We're going to bring it back. It's an opportunity for you to ask us a question about anything. And we want these emailed to us, radiofromhell@x96.com. Put best question in the subject line, and perhaps we'll answer your question, like this one from Zane. Good morning, Lords. Would you all be willing to do a 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. show, like on a Friday?
No.
No? Okay.
Well, you mean in addition to what we do now?
Well, see,
Like
that's
for a special.
The specifications are not in that question, Jane. I don't know.
For a like he said, for a special occasion, would you ever?
Oh, a
do
special
that?
occasion?
Yeah, probably.
Maybe. Because like I said, I think we should stop doing mornings. I think we should move to 2 to 6 in the afternoon.
I remember the big morning.
I know you hate that.
I hate
the
that.
the big morning show. Don and Mike,
Mm-hmm.
they were morning show for the longest time in Washington D.C. and then they moved to afternoons, and their ratings were even better.
Yeah.
But it's not what's done.
But see, I like my family, and that's when my family is around.
2 to 6.
right.
2 to 6. You go home at 6. You got all evening. You can with them.
Yeah. You don't have to get up early, so you can stay up late with them.
Well,
Put them
maybe.
to bed. Put them to bed.
Our contract's up in June, so let's talk about it.
Yeah.
It is? Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I got to start planning.
This is from.
No, hang on a second.
Oh.
Steve, you have to start planning. There.
I hope he heard you.
Yeah.
This is from Casey. Not a very deep question, but one I've longed to hear answered. I have an inkling that Carrie appreciates hip-hop music more than the rest of you, but I'm curious as to what Bill, Gina, and Katie for short think about rap music. I wonder if Bill, being a fan of poetry, appreciates certain artists or not.
I don't listen to a lot of hip-hop, frankly, but whenever I hear an Eminem song, Marshall Mathers.
It's his birthday today, but
Oh, is it? Mm-hmm. He seems to write lyrics that hit the spot for me, and I think are very good. And because I don't listen to a lot of it, I'll hear something and I'll go, oh, that's why people like this, because those. But I can't name specifics, so I don't reject it out of hand. I just don't listen to a lot of it.
You're open to it.
I like any type of music minus country, pretty much. But I actually grew up on a lot of rap and hip hop kind of stuff. I used to do choreographed hip hop dance when I was younger. So
to what?
I went to what was called Taylor Studios, and we did hip hop to like Missy Elliott and things like that.
Oh,
which
Missy
was really
Elliott.
fun.
That's another. I heard there's a Missy Elliott song I really like.
Yeah, I mean, I love her in general. But I mean, I've grown up. I used to have Eminem's Encore CD, and before that, and stuff like that. I've always enjoyed it. Piss off the parents a little bit sometimes.
I mean, I will go all the way back to Rapper's Delight, which I
Sugar
think was
Hill
a
Gang.
lot of people's
It was
introduction to.
It's what they consider to be
Yeah.
the first hip hop song. But you really though you need to thank Deborah Harry. You need to thank Blondie for hip hop being a thing at all, because they were noticing them and Talking Heads. They were noticing that scene develop in New York,
Yep.
and they invited some of those artists to perform at CBGB to open for them, and giving them exposure. And that's kind of where.
And that, like Rapture, Blondie's Rapture, was one of the first rap songs.
It was.
Because she was influenced by.
I remember the Missy Elliott song I liked. It's "Hit 'Em Up Style." "Hit 'Em Up Style" by Missy Elliott.
Yeah.
My God, that's a great song.
Now, there was a brief period, about a year and a half, where Bill and I were divorced, and I was doing mornings at 94.9, which at the time was playing dance and hip hop.
Yep.
We were the first to play Dr. Dre on the radio.
Yep.
Here.
That's awesome.
And, the cuts from the Chronic. Of course, we had to censor the hell out of them.
course.
Right, no, of course.
And that was, that was a lot of work. But that's when I kind of stopped being a dick about music.
It was probably before then.
Oh, man, before that, I was a dick about music.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean. Unless it's this or this, it's not good, No. There's good music of all styles, even country. there's good music.
If it sounds good, it is good.
It is good.
Can you find a little bit of Hit 'Em Up Style by Missy Elliott?
Sorry.
I just love that song.
See, I bring back memories, man.
Now, Steph's worried we're saying hip-hop originated with white folks.
No. That's not what we're saying.
Listen to the nuance. I mean, Debbie Harry said, this stuff is good. They should come perform at these clubs with us.
Yeah.
She told the club owners, like at CBGB and stuff, that they should
Well,
book.
I don't know, Debbie.
That they should book.
No, I mean, and that's, I'm Mr. Documentary. I've seen so many documentaries about the birth of rap music and where it sprang from. And we're not saying that she invented it.
No. She's saying, hey,
she helped.
You guys should pay attention to this.
Yeah.
This is good stuff.
She helped bring it into the public eye, Oh, that's not.
That's Hit 'Em Up Style.
I can't play the.
Oh, is it on?
You got to be careful.
There
with
is
that.
some stuff in it.
Yeah. This is Blue Cantrell.
But that's the song.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. But no, like I said, I stopped being a dick about music when I started working at that station because, it's like, no, this is actually quite good.
Yeah.
And then you'd go to a club and see people enjoying it, and you're like, who am I to say that this is good, this is bad,
Well, you have your right.
You have your personal preference, but, to make a sweeping statement, that's when it gets kind of
You know what hip-hop song I really like?
What's that?
This Is How We Do It. Montel Jordan.
It's a great one.
I've never even heard of Montel Jordan.
Yes, you have.
No, I have not.
You've heard the song, I bet.
I'm not, the thing is about this song, they never explain how they do it.
Well,
They just say, this is how we do it. They never really explain. So I'm kind of left in the,
You're in the dark about how you do it?
I'm wondering about, because I need instruction.
I love this song.
It's so good.
Well, that's some good news. All my gangbangers forgot about the drive-by.
Yeah, isn't
that's
that nice?
Yeah.
So it's a positive message.
Yeah.
Incomplete because they never explain how they do it.
Oh, I know a clean version of Hit 'Em Up Style. The Carolina Chocolate Drops did it.
Oh, I wish we had time.
And, oh, man, it's good.
Here, see, we can answer any question pretty much if we want.
Mm-hmm.
Email it to us, radiofromhell@x96.com. Put put best question in the subject line, and we'll answer your question.
Now, see, what we need is a mashup between This Is How We Do It
Yeah.
and Meatloaf's But I Won't Do That. If we
Are
could,
they talking about the same thing?
This is how you do it, but I won't do that.
I think
If we
it's an
could
answer song is what it is.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, because
Is it just Vince Clark Day today?
Vince Clark's birthday today.
Happy birthday, Vince.
1960s when he.
Yeah. All right. So is this a sponsored feature, Gina?
Yes, experience the power of Laser Rush, mind-blowing laser show set to the legendary music of Rush, created by the acclaimed Laser Maestro. This immersive spectacle lights up the dome with epic visuals, classic rock, only at Clark Planetarium.
I'm Beat Gina announcer Johnny Ola. But today, I'm Johnny Ole. Because I have news about how you can turn plain hamburger from okay to ole.
Oh, my.
It's new Hamburger Helper Tamale Pie. Hamburger Helper Tamale Pie has zesty seasonings to liven up your plain hamburger.
Wow.
Saucy tomato sauce to tingle your taste. And all the fixins for an authentic cornmeal topping that'll make your family say, Magnifico, which is Italian.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
New Hamburger Helper Tamale Pie. Why just eat a regular meal when you can dig into a Mexican fiesta? Hamburger Helper helped her hamburger make a great meal.
I hate to say it, that looks kind of good.
And now...
How does it...
Cornbread on the top.
Is it cornbread on the top?
No, it's cornmeal, yes. on
Oh,
top.
okay, all right.
I kind of want
It's
to
just-
try it.
It's just hamburger with spices.
It doesn't
and,
look bad.
No.
Yeah.
It's Olay.
Olay!
It's Magnifico.
Magnifico! Chef's kiss.
And now, when he's not digging into a Mexican fiesta, he's digging into witty trivia on the game show Beat Gina.
Oh.
It's your host, Senor Harry Jackson.
Thank you, Johnny Olay.
Olay!
Johnny Olay. Sorry. Wow. I can't wait for you to dig into the tuna helper recipes. That's going to be great. Okay. Sketchy Blake says it looks terrible. Oh, Blake. You're from Ogden. That's fine dining.
That's Ogden food.
That's right. All right. The randomizer has picked a contestant. Gina, you'll be playing against Sean today. Sean, are you there?
Sean?
I'm here.
All right, Sean, we're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you the advantage in the game. If you call it correctly, you do it heads or tails.
Let's go with heads.
All right, let's see what happens. It is tails.
Oh, you're one step further away from winning these tickets to see Goldfinger coming with Unwritten Law and Zebrahead September 12th at the Complex.
All right. Now, because you lost the coin toss, Sean, that means Gina gets the first question. It is up to her to answer it correctly. Multiple choice pop culture trivia. If she gets it correct, she gets the point. If not, I'll allow you, Sean, to answer that same question. So you better pay attention. And if you answer it correctly,
Okay.
you'll steal Gina's point away, and we'll go back and forth till one of you gets 3 points. Today is Tom Cruise's birthday.
Well, this could go lots of different ways.
This could go lots of ways. Tom Cruise's birthday, so we have Tom Cruise trivia. All right, so the first question is for Gina, since you won the coin toss. Gina.
Yeah.
Tom was considered for the lead role in what well-loved movie? Was it 1, Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo? Was it 2, The Legend of Grimace? Was it 3, The Matrix? Or 4, The Talented Mr. Ripley?
I'm going to go The Matrix.
Matrix is correct.
All right, that's a point for Gina. Now we go to Sean.
All right, Sean. If you were to ask Tom Cruise, what's your best film? This is what he would say.
Okay.
What does Tom Cruise claim is his best film? Is it 1, Vanilla Sky? Is it 2, Jerry Maguire? Is it 3, Dangling from Stuff, the movie? Or was it 4, Running from Trouble again?
Let's go with Jerry Maguire.
That's why I put it there, yeah. Wrong. Sorry.
Gina.
It's Trick, and it's another Cameron Crowe movie, I believe. It's
Yes.
Vanilla Sky.
Vanilla Sky.
Penelope Cruz.
Yes.
2 points for Gina, no points for Sean. Gina controls the question. So long.
Well, let me make it a reasonably,
Give me a hard one.
reasonably difficult.
Challenge me, Carrie.
All right, here we go. Tom owns and operates a World War II P-51 Mustang. What does he call it? Did you know those fighter planes?
Yeah,
they
yeah.
Have, they have names.
They have a name.
Is it 1, Xenu's Lament? Is it 2, Trigger Mortis? Is it 3, Irish Lullaby? Or 4, Montana Miss?
Irish Lullaby.
Irish Lullaby is incorrect.
Oh.
I did look it up, and that's one like it. But not
Sean.
Okay.
You got a chance here.
Montana Miss.
Montana Miss is correct.
All right, Sean, you got a point, and you control the question. You could tie it up here.
See, things can change quickly on Beat Gina.
Or you can give it up to Gina.
All right, here we go. Tom is the first actor in history to star in 5 consecutive films that grossed $100 million in the United States. Now, to screw you up a little bit, which one of these is not one of those movies?
So the least successful.
The least
of these.
successful of these. Is it 1, Interview with the Vampire? Is it 2, Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo? Is it 3, Jerry Maguire? Or 4, The Firm?
Sean?
Deuce Bigalow?
Deuce Bigalow is correct.
All right. 2-2. Gina's turn.
Gina? Where did he propose to Katie Holmes?
Oh.
Where did he propose to Katie Holmes?
Okay.
Was it 1, the top of the Empire State Building?
Mm-hmm.
Was it 2, on Xenu's spaceship?
Mm-hmm.
Is it 3, the Eiffel Tower? Or 4, McDonald's drive-thru?
I'm going Eiffel Tower.
Eiffel Tower.
And Gina wins the game. You hung in there, though, Sean.
You did, Sean. Very
Nicely
good.
done.
A respectable showing, Sean. So respectable that even though I beat you, I'm going to give you these Goldfinger tickets anyway.
Isn't that nice?
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
It's very nice.
All right. Hang on the line.
Listen, I have to go. Mrs. Zola called me. I have to go help her hang the piñata.
Oh. All right. Big Boy News now brought to you by...
Summer Showdown continues at Broadway Center Cinemas, featuring cult classic movies Fridays and Saturdays. This week, it is But I'm a Cheerleader versus Hairspray. Get tickets and movie listings at slfstix.org.
Well, Chuck E. Cheese isn't just for kids anymore.
Well,
the arcade chain is opening a spin-off aimed at adults.
Is it Charles
Called
Cheese?
No.
Oh.
It's called It's called Chuck Arcade.
Chuck Arcade?
Chuck Arcade.
Chuck's Arcade. There it is.
Chuck's Arcade. The company describes it as a modern-day love letter to the games and the people who made Chuck E. Cheese great.
So it's Dave and Buster's with nostalgia.
Yep.
That's what it is.
It's similar to the kiddie version. Chuck's Arcade has a mix of nostalgic arcade games like Donkey Kong, Mortal Kombat, and newer titles such as Halo and Connect 4 Hoops. Plus, each arcade is overseen by one of the chain's iconic animatronic characters, including Charles E. Cheese himself.
Entertainment Cheese, please.
Yes. Or other characters from his Munch's Make-Believe Band.
Make believe I heard them. They played.
10 are open so far at malls across the United States, with arcades in St. Petersburg, Florida, Tulsa, Oklahoma, El Paso, Texas, and St. Louis. Each location looks different, decorated with original artwork that celebrates the brand's past, according to a release. And, of course, there will be pizzas for adults to win, and arcades will have old-school merch available for purchase. Some arcades will serve food, with the Kansas City option having a pizzeria that also has a small selection of beer and wine. So there you go. Okay, fine. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
It's someplace that I won't need to go. Utah state officials last month approved the creation of a new city near Moab that has been the focus of intense scrutiny and controversy, ostensibly paving the way for the new locale in the outdoor recreation mecca to take shape. We've held our first meetings, appointed a town clerk, a town attorney, town engineer, all of the things required by statute, said a spokesman for the developers, Cane Creek Preservation and Development, and G&H Miller Family Holdings. That would be foes, though, have filed a lawsuit late last week against the project sponsors to halt development of the new municipality, Echo Canyon, charging that they don't have the needed water rights. They also maintain that the new city, abutting the Colorado River, would diametrically change the character of the zone. Echo Canyon, when fully developed, would contain 430 housing units, a 102-room hotel, 67,000 square feet of commercial retail space, spread out over 176 acres. Enjoining the defendants from continuing with the development is the public interest, as demonstrated by the passion and vigor of Grand County community members and others near and far who have come together to say, no, don't do it, we don't want it. They say this area serves as critical wildlife habitat. It contains important and irreplaceable archaeological sites and serves as one of the last remaining green spaces around Moab. So developers haven't yet responded to the lawsuit, but
there's a sort of a map of it.
Yeah, that's right. That's just right on the river too.
Boy, I'll say, yeah.
I don't think I care for that too much.
No, sir, don't care for it.
Don't care for it. A former Tremont fire chief accused of sharing disturbing sexual abuse chats with a district judge is now facing a new charge, accusing him of sexually abusing a young girl. Ned Brady Hansen was charged Wednesday in Weber County's 2nd District Court with aggravated sexual abuse of a child, which is a first-degree felony. Hansen was charged in March with 8 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor, alleging that he distributed an explicit video on at least 6 occasions and shared explicit photographs on at least 2 other occasions. At some point, after Hansen was arrested in January, prosecutors say a female child younger than 10 told her parents she had been sexually abused by Hansen. The FBI interviewed the child, and agents said that she told them Hansen had touched her inappropriately on multiple occasions. So he's been charged with that now as well. And after-school and summer program leaders in Utah are concerned, as well they should be, after the Trump administration announced its intention to withhold $6 billion in funding to ensure that grants comply with the president's policies. If the funds don't flow to the state, it is believed that 7,000 kids in 83 different Utah communities will be without care this summer and the coming school year. These programs, which are making sure that these kids have someplace safe to go, but they're also working on workforce development, explained Ben Trentleman, executive director for Utah After School Network. Trentleman worries that summer programs will be impacted by the lack of funding in the coming weeks. It's very jarring for everybody, he said. I was talking with the state superintendent last week, and as far as she knew, the funds would be arriving on July 1. We understand making sure that things are running efficiently, but there are also more effective ways to do these things. And he said, we have a lot of working parents who are working multiple jobs. They just aren't available during these after-school hours. And so this helps to make sure that those kids have someplace safe to be. The same with the summertime, where we have kids that need to be engaged throughout the day.
You know, cutting all these programs, that's not to try to bring down the deficit, because that's what they'll tell you.
Yeah, they'll tell you that.
They are trying to offset the Trump tax cuts that they are having continue. If the money is not for the wealthy, if the money is not coming in, they have to cut things, and they're cutting these programs.
Even more sinister than that, too, is that they are trying to make things conform to Trump's view or Stephen Miller's view of the world.
Yeah, or Stephen Miller's.
To make things conform to Stephen Miller's view of the world. And that's what they're. I think it said something about that right up at the top of the story.
It's white Christian nationalism.
It says. What did it say? If the funds don't flow to the states, what's that line? But it says they want to make sure that these grants, they'll give you the money if these grants comply with the president's policies.
Exactly.
And that's
the key.
That's remaking. They're remaking our society.
Yeah.
And not for the better.
No. Am I overreacting?
No.
No.
The date, June 21st, 2004, still displayed on the wall above what had been Leanne Maxfield's liquor store in Delta, Utah. That was the date a new customer had to be born by to walk through and purchase a bottle of wine, vodka, gin, or whiskey. For that matter, June 21st, the most recent one, was the last day old customers could buy bottles in Delta or anywhere else in Millard County. That day, Maxfield closed her store in a dispute with the Utah Department of Alcohol Beverage Services. About a month earlier, the liquor store her son operated in Fillmore, the county seat, had closed too. My children grew up here, said Maxfield, standing inside the empty store she operated for 30 years. This liquor store has been a part of our lives. Further south, the liquor store in Milford also closed, with no one wanting to take it over. DABS says it has new contractors to take over the stores in the tourist towns of Kanab, Torrey, and some other places, but those new proprietors aren't operating yet, meaning those communities will have no supply of liquor or wine this Independence Day weekend. The stores are closed after DABS changed the terms under which the stores operated. So DABS operates the big liquor stores in urban areas, but these are what are called package agencies.
Yeah.
So they are given a special dispensation by the DABS to be privately run in areas that don't have, big state stores, but they've changed the way they're doing it, and now all these places are going to be without liquor, and that's going to hurt.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's all the time we have, isn't it?
Yeah. Sports, weather, traffic.
Well, Ace Bailey, his jazz career started with a little drama, but he's quickly making fans. This is an article by Andy Larson in the Tribune today. And number 5 overall pick says he felt welcomed by jazz fans in his first few days in the state. After landing in Salt Lake City on Saturday, for example, the 18-year-old said he needed a new phone, went to City Creek's Apple Store. He was approached by several fans who gave him advice on what to do now during his time in Utah. He played with some kids at the Boys and Girls Club in Murray, about 50 kids, trying to get pointers from the new jazz players. And he said he's feeling very happy about being here and enjoyed meeting the kids. So let's hope Ace is happy here and going to do great things. It'll be nice if these kids met him when he first got here. If he ends up being a big star, they can remember when.
Jimmy John says that the Ace Bailey jersey is sold out.
It's a good name. It's a good name for jerseys. If you're looking for sports and our fireworks this weekend, we've got a couple of options for you. July 5th is the Real game against St. Louis. It's at 7:30. They'll have fireworks there. Or you can go to a Bees game. They are playing Tacoma tomorrow, and they'll have fireworks there as well. I actually posted on Facebook and Twitter a list of all the places where you can go see a professional fireworks show so you don't feel compelled to buy them and burn your neighborhood down. Please don't do that. Weather. 89 today with a 40% chance of thunderstorms, kind of like yesterday. Pop up in the afternoon a little bit. Scary part about that is there's wind involved and lightning possible, and that could start fires as well. Overnight low 65 tonight with a slight chance of thunderstorms. For the weekend, tomorrow, 20% chance of thunderstorms, high of 90. Then we get those storms out of here and warm up. 92 Saturday, 94 Sunday, 97 on Monday. Traffic, let's see. Infiniteam says 5th South closed between 13th East and Guardsman Way. Monster trucks everywhere. Yes, that's going on. I'd stay out of that way. Let's see. Nothing else much going on right now. If you see something, you can text us and just be aware that UDOT's expecting a heavy travel day today, mostly between the hours of 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. They're asking if you have a choice on when you go out of town. Try to do it before 2 or after 7. Experience the power of Laser Rush, a mind-blowing laser show set to the legendary music of Rush, created by the acclaimed Laser Maestro and his immersive spectacle lighting up the dome with epic visuals and classic rock only at Clark Planetarium.
Laser Maestro. All right. 8:43 right now.
We were talking about sandwiches earlier, and I'm hungry for a sandwich.
Really? Sometimes just a good, cheap gas station sandwich.
Will you eat a gas station sandwich?
Yeah, occasionally, if I have to. I
don't trust a gas station sandwich.
How about a hoagie?
I don't not
have a hoagie?
Not. You don't know how long they've been sitting there. The sandwich at the gas station is way down on the list of priorities for the people that work at the gas station.
Yeah.
They don't care about turnover or.
Now we got sandwiches out here in the cooler, and I don't know what kind.
Here?
Yeah.
Right now? There's sandwiches here.
There's sandwiches out there right now.
Where?
out in the cooler there. You know, where you could buy the drinks and stuff.
Yeah. Again, how long are they out there?
I don't know. Well, will you do a gas station hot dog?
Okay.
All right. Oh, okay.
Maverick is like high-end convenience store gas station.
Yeah, they have
hot
good.
dog.
They
have. I
good stuff.
trust Maverick.
You trust a gas station sandwich from Maverick?
Yeah,
I trust.
I would.
Okay.
I would. I think they take pride in the food that they offer at their.
Yeah, I've
Maverick
had
has
them.
all the good stuff.
They have the Bahama Mama.
They got the best bathrooms.
Their coffee is even pretty good.
Yeah, they have the soda fountain. This sounds like an ad for Maverick. They have the soda fountain with like 50 different sodas, and you can add little vanilla to it, like I like.
Like you like.
They have the good ice. Maverick knows what they're doing.
By the way, the owner of Maverick, Keith Maverick. Keith Maverick. Keith, we're going to send you a bill.
I'm going to send you a bill.
Oh, if we're traveling, we're talking about road trips earlier.
Yeah.
It's Memorial Day. People are taking road trips. We will destination Maverick on a road.
I I try to stop at a Maverick, and I'd rather go to a Maverick than a drive-through fast food place.
Oh yeah,
really.
Now, you mentioned the flavored syrup for your sodas. I heard someone bitching about the movie theater ones. Where you pre-select your
freestyle.
Yeah.
What was their complaint?
They just didn't care for them at all, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
It's not a good mix. I like it when I can mix my own.
Oh, is that the complaint?
Yeah, because the freestyle is a pre-mixed thing. But
yeah, I don't mind.
Yeah.
Oh,
you want to know my freestyle trick?
There is one?
Yeah, well.
Is that they have that at Hartman's too, don't they? That freestyle.
No.
No?
It's like a soda fountain.
Yeah, I know. I thought I saw one at Hartman's.
Here's my trick. So you have a pure drink that is the drink that you wanted, untainted by other drinks.
Say it's Diet Coke. All right.
Always go to the water tab and run a little water through there first.
Oh, otherwise you're getting the flavor of the leftover.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, that's a good
That's
trick.
my little freestyle.
Gina, you are so amazingly creative about things that don't matter.
No,
that matters.
This is helpful because
you put your brain to these things.
It's helpful.
A little water
because I'm making my twice yearly trip to the movie theater, and I need to know
Do a little rinse.
Okay.
Because they all come through the same spigot.
All right. Thank you.
My little tip.
Sounds great.
Please, don't call this day drinking. This is refined. This is special. All right, 8:48 right now.
You went. You were gone for a couple of weeks.
Entirely too long.
And so we've heard some of the stories of your travels.
Well,
Probably
it was a couple of weeks. So.
You had a lot of stories.
But I did want to know about when you got back. I don't think you ever told us. You were worried that your dog would have forgotten you, and I said no. He'll be so excited.
He was so excited that now the separation anxiety is worsened now.
Oh,
when I leave for work every morning,
he thinks you're going for 2 weeks.
He thinks I'm leaving for 2 weeks, and so he'll sit by the garage door and cry. So Hudson, Daddy will always come home.
It's but he was happy to see you.
He was happy to see us.
That's good.
And he remembered us. Yeah. Well, he barked at first, but then he went, "Oh, it's you!"
So anything you must have other things to tell us about your travels.
What do you do when you go to a foreign country? You want to dive right into the culture.
Sure,
You want to participate and immerse yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
So we went to Costco.
Now what?
To get liquor. To get liquor.
Well, to get liquor, yes.
Oh, because you were in an Airbnb, so groceries were something that you could.
The thing is, though, the liquor was pretty affordable. Everything was so affordable. This is where the talk of the American markup came up over and over and over again, because you'd find the same item that you would get in America and go, that costs a lot more at home. The American markup. Somebody's got to get rich. Our bottom line, Anyway, so we went to Costco. Here's the thing about the Costco in Korea. They had wine tastings.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just walking through the liquor section. And
See, Carrie, you have your anxiety at Costco. That would help your anxiety.
My anxiety from Costco is when I'm pushing a cart. I've determined that
specifically
much.
that.
It's if I'm pushing the cart at Costco, then I get anxiety. But if I'm just walking through, I'm good. And, of course, when you're traveling with Drew, he's always hungry. And so what did he do? He ordered a pizza at Costco.
You're in Korea and you're having pizza.
But at least it was a bulgogi pizza.
Oh,
so
well, there you go.
It was, But they give you, actual forks and knives and all of that. But you have to separate your food waste your drink waste, your forks, knives, spoons, all of that stuff. The recycling is insane.
Do they have the same sort of the same stuff at the food court? The hot dog
Yeah.
and the
They had the hot dog and the beverage.
and the chicken bake.
Yep, all of that. It's the same the world over,
Yeah.
just so you know. We were there to get some face masks, this makeup stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Sue was buying a bunch of that.
Well, the Korean skincare stuff is like the best in the world.
It's all about skincare
Yep.
in Korea. That's what they do. That's their thing now. We got Starbucks here in America. On their corners, they have a store called Olive Young, which is usually 3 floors.
Is that a person's name?
I don't know. 3 floors of just skincare stuff.
Mhm. They are all about the skin.
And we were in there looking for some sunscreen for me, and there was a K-pop group there. And I don't know if this is racist or not, but each K-pop member had their own shade of sunscreen to blend in with their skin color.
No, I think that's handy.
You know?
That's not
Yeah.
racist. That's
and
because you want like a tinted
Yeah.
skincare, so you can use it kind of like makeup.
And I'm a Tory, apparently.
I can see that.
I don't know which
Yeah.
band it was. But no, we went to the Jagachi Market, which is the largest fish market in South Korea. And let's get a look at the tanks. I sent a picture to Katie for our YouTube channel. So those are just tanks.
Live fish.
Of live fish, octopus, crabs crawling out. You know, I mean.
Let me go.
Get back in there.
And what's great about these places is that each, section, they are mostly identical, but they're all individually owned and operated by families. And so you go in, you take a look at who's got some nice octopus today, But the advantage that this guy had over me, he spotted me right away. I mean, yeah.
Who?
You there.
The
Tory-skinned person.
Yeah, the next picture that we're going to show. This guy spotted me right away, and he spoke English. And so he was wheeling and dealing.
Would you care for a crab?
Yeah. That crab was huge.
Yeah, I can tell.
And was crawling out of the tank.
Yeah.
And what's great about it is he says, I got some nice lobsters here today. I got these crabs. I can prepare them any way you'd like.
Your wife's going to send some skin masks to work with you to give to me. So
I forgot that. I was supposed to bring those today.
Oh, you were supposed to.
I think I was supposed to bring those today.
So you could
Anyway.
you just eat it right there?
No, what you do is you pick what you want, whether it's, that crab, for example. Tell him how you want it cooked. And then he'll say, okay, go upstairs. There's a table up there. They'll be waiting for you. You wait there. We'll bring it up as soon as it's ready. So that's how fresh the seafood is. And that crab was delicious.
You did have it?
I did eat that crab. I said,
did
sorry.
eat that crab.
I said, sorry, buddy. I admire your tenacity trying to escape. But
just to have butter with it?
Yeah, it was just he just steamed it, and it was delicious. And so it's kind of interesting to walk through a place like that and decide who lives and who dies. Really,
Yeah.
But we also had the live octopus, and that was one of the best crabs that I've ever had. And I was so surprised. My youngest nieces are so good about eating anything,
Things that are sort of
really.
exotic.
And the octopus was still, kind of flopping around a little bit.
They're okay with that.
Dived right in, man.
I won't eat those guys anymore. They're too smart.
They are.
Because you watched that movie.
Yeah. My octopus teacher or student or whatever it was. There's a guy who went to school with an octopus. They sat in desks
Next to each other?
side by side. He kept dipping the octopus's tentacles in the inkwell.
Hey, quit it!
But that was just one of the many different things that.
Somebody says Korean Costco is great, but the hot dogs are not the same.
Well, sure they're not. But I'm going to get me one of these Korean shower heads.
Now, what's different about those?
what's that?
Are they as good as the toilets?
Well, I got to ask the Larson guys about this.
You use them for different stuff,
I got to ask the Larson guys about this because they have in the handle. They're the ones where handheld ones, but it's such this fine spray, right? It's just perfect. But they have filters in the handle that you have to change.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I wonder if that's going to be a problem.
I don't know.
So I'll have to talk to him about it. Korean fried chicken. We had that as well when we were.
Oh man, I've heard that's
So
just great.
You don't pick out your chicken though. There's not.
No,
No?
there's no live chickens
Okay.
at the seafood market. No, I'd like to see that chicken swimming.
Can you get Korean style fried chicken here somewhere?
There is a place that comes really close, and it's a chain that's based out of Southern California. They're not quite where they need to be yet. As soon as I find a good one, I'll let you know. If you promise not to tell anybody. So
Okay, I won't.
We keep it a secret.
Somebody says, Carrie, I had a crab like that in Alaska last summer. It was life-changing.
It was really damn good. I'll be honest with you. It didn't need anything. It was that delicious. It didn't need butter, salt, any of that stuff. It was just right out of the shell, crack it open, eat it. Delicious.
And they get it all cracked open for you, or
yeah,
do they just bring it up
They
whole?
cut the majority of it for you
Yeah.
so that you can get into it. But yeah, and it's Busan is where that seafood market is. Just so you know. All right,
Run by zombies.
Yes. No, what we learned is that the train to Busan is actually a sushi train,
Right.
and you shouldn't fear it. It's actually rather nice.
Crash westbound I-215 South 3rd West in Salt Lake off to the right shoulder. Our friend Dr. Mike says, no traffic here on the beach in Puerto Vallarta. Thanks for listening while you're there, Dr. Mike. I hope you're having a nice vacation down there. And if you're headed out on vacation this weekend, UDOT's suggesting that you leave either before 2 o'clock or after 7 p.m. They said the bulk of the bad traffic will be in that interim period. So if you can leave earlier or later, that would be helpful to everybody. Smith's Pharmacy welcomes Express Scripts, Medicare D, and TRICARE Department of Defense Plan members. You can transfer prescriptions at smithsfoodanddrug.com/payyourupdate.
All right, KXRK Provo, we will take a break, play a song. After that song, it's the Boner Recap Game. Easy to play, easy to win. All you have to do is tell us who won the Boner this morning. That's easy. If you were listening, you heard, you know. If you weren't listening, you could maybe guess today, maybe. But why take that chance? Go ahead and cheat. X96.com, look for the box that says Boners, July 3rd, 2025. Click on there. It'll say winner next to the correct answer. What is our prize?
Tickets to see X and Los Lobos at Red Butte on July 20th, part of the Red Butte Outdoor Concert Series.
The X, they are legends, and this might, I mean, they're not saying it officially, but who knows? It could be their last tour. It'd be a chance to see this legendary band before they go away. So get your X tickets by playing the Boner Recap Game. 877-602-9696. Call, line up now. Let's play after these messages and a song. Stockton 12 Honda.
The 4th of July savings at Stockton 12 Honda. Best prices ever on all vehicles, whether it's the brand new Hondas or the used vehicles or pre-owned cars at Stockton 12 Honda. And make sure you stop by today or tomorrow for free 4th of July barbecue at Stockton 12. Shoot some baskets. They've got some incredible prizes. You can win shooting baskets at Stockton 12 Honda. And check out the inventory. Whether you're looking for new, certified, pre-owned, or used, you can find the perfect car for you at Stockton 12 Honda. Stop into the dealership, or you can search their inventory online. Stockton, the number 12, Honda.com. I have bought several cars at Stockton 12 Honda, and I will continue to buy cars at Stockton 12 Honda. But whether you buy from Stockton 12 or not, they're there to give you the best car buying experience possible, and the service department there. You can take your car there, whether you bought it at Stockton 12 Honda or not. Stockton 12 Honda in the Southtown Auto Mall. I have a list here that I need Gina's input on.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, let's get a...
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
I want your honest opinion about these
All
things.
right.
Okay.
8 ways to flirt, and this is for guys, so 8 ways to flirt without saying a single word. So long before you say anything, it says here, you can silently seduce a woman across the bar.
Silently seduce.
Silent
Right.
seduction. It's all about body language.
Okay.
Number 1, and this is according to Dr. Joel Wade, a psychology professor at Bucknell.
Oh, Dr. Joel Wade. Okay.
Yeah, Joel. Joel Wade. Joel Wade.
Yes.
Joel.
I used to call him Joel. He got very angry.
Number 1.
Okay.
This is a way to flirt. Spread out. Now, what does he mean by that?
I don't like it so far.
No, that's not what it means.
There we go.
Sit at a table with one arm draped over a
it is
nearby
like that,
chair.
Jerry. It's what
Or lean at the bar with your arms spread apart.
Both,
not hunched over like
yeah,
this, but
not hunched over your drink, but kind of open like
Okay.
like that.
But I'm hoping this just is like the top half of you.
The top half spread out.
Don't spread out the bottom half of you.
It says both moves convey control of personal and physical space.
Okay.
Women interpret this as a sign of dominance, a key trait for boosting your attractiveness. Number 2.
Can't you see my dominance?
Men who don't cross their arms are seen as more attractive, active, and persuasive.
So
I'm
crossing my arms right now, so I shouldn't be.
Well, it's like I've always said to my wife, when you see me walking around the store with you, my hands behind my back like this,
yeah,
it means I'm too old. You don't. Only old guys do that, and I think, and also
crossing your
guys who
arms.
walk around
open
with their arms crossed.
You gotta,
and especially guys that walk around like that with their arms crossed. It's just creepy.
They're not confident.
I only do that when I'm just like sitting, here. It's about the only time I cross my arms.
It says men who don't cross their arms are seen as more attractive.
So don't cross your arms.
Avoid poses that will constrict or close off your body.
All right.
Number 3, dial down that smile, okay? Just dial it down. Women regard too much smiling as a sign of femininity and timidity, both of which are turnoffs.
Do you see the
femininity?
Now, it doesn't mean you should have a stone face.
I see it as creepy.
Just be,
Yeah, I mean, I don't like too much of it for anybody.
Lose the permanent grin, it says.
Unless you're the Joker.
Because that seems like you're nervous. I think if you're just constantly smiling, I get that you're nervous.
Number 4.
All right.
Touch your guy friends. Grab your buddy, slap him on the back.
All right.
Touching your male friends signals social status and dominance, which women dig. See, this guy keeps coming back to dominance. Women dig dominance.
It is Dr. Joel.
Yeah, maybe this is Dr. Joel Wade.
Maybe.
Number 5, touch your face.
Oh, I do that.
Every couple of minutes, rub your jaw, scratch your chin. This will draw attention to your most masculine features.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I guess if you have a strong jaw or something. Okay.
The lower portion of your face is directly linked to your testosterone levels, it says here. Even if you don't have
poor George Lucas.
Even if you don't have a chiseled jaw, directing her attention down there makes you seem more attractive. Number 6, copy her moves. Subtly mimic the way she gestures or holds a drink. Mirroring a person's behavior can make you more appealing to that person.
Like if she's running her finger along the rim of the glass.
I don't know. I don't like this list.
It seems kind of piggish, doesn't
it?
Yes.
Number 7, play eye tag.
What is that?
Men who frequently glance around are more likely to make eye contact with women, and women respond better to guys with whom they've already exchanged glances. Yeah, I mean, they're not going to come on to you if you've never looked at them.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
That's kind of
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And the final one here, I think it is number 8. Watch for her signals. Okay. If you played all your cards right, if you played all your cards right, she'll send you her own signals that says, she's interested.
Okay, here's a question: have you guys ever picked up a woman in a bar? Like you're at a bar, they're at a bar, you see her across the way, and you go, I think she's pretty. I'm going to try to get her attention.
I did once.
Yeah, I have.
It was a long time ago.
And did you do any of these things?
I don't remember. It was too long ago. I think I just pulled out a wad of cash.
Fanned yourself a bit. Whew, it's warm in here.
Anybody want to get out of here?
I don't recall how I approached, but I just remember I made her laugh, and that's what.
Yeah. So actually,
worked.
I was wondering if that would be on the list.
Now he says the guys look for these signs that she's interested in you. Look for her to flip her hair, or tuck it up behind her ears while looking at you. Watch to see if she raises her eyebrows when you first make eye contact. This is a pretty good indicator she's at least open to learning more about you.
Okay.
I'm curious as to what century Dr. Joel is writing from.
This guy is a psychologist at Bucknell, okay?
Oh, Bucknell.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Joel at Bucknell.
Yeah. It was a study done in something called emotion. So there you go.
This whole list.
I'm telling you, a wad of cash can accomplish a lot.
Okay.
Just a big with a rubber band around it, and you snap the rubber band. That's it.
Yeah. Do it like a drug dealer would.
Anybody want to get out of this dump?
Anybody.
We hope you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
Anybody, and I mean you. I walked up to somebody one time, a woman one time, and said, and I sort of meant it. I mean, I said, I don't know what it is, but I think I am in love with you.
And she responded to that?
Yeah. What?
I don't know how I do that right out the gate. It
was really, I mean, because I guess I was sincere.
You were struck
by her.
Yes,
I was dumbfounded by this person. Just like, huh? What? And I look back on it, and she wasn't all that,
but sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's something that a je ne sais quoi.
I mean, I got to know her, and we had
an encounter.
We had a relationship for a while, but.
Here's the chat room. Best way to flirt with the best-looking woman in the room is to completely ignore her, like she doesn't exist. Never acknowledge her.
No?
Look at
That'll get you a long way, won't it?
That'll get you there.
Yeah. So, don't put your fingers in your mouth.
That's a good. That's a good tip. Don't pick your teeth. With your pinky finger.
No, don't do
that.
Don't start the conversation with. Do you know that 65 million Americans have gum disease?
And I'm one of them.
You don't do that either.
You have gum disease?
I look forward to the PSA with A-Rod. With the sad Sarah McLachlan music behind him and
the heartbreak of gingivitis.
I'm A-Rod. I have gingivitis. It's never been easy for me.
I know you see this dazzling smile, but my gums hurt.
Not funny.
No.
All right.
James in Salem says, I don't know, so will you tell me?
You don't know?
Because it's if you know, you know, but I don't know in Salem. So.
It's the Avalanches. Song called Frontier Psychiatrist.
What? I don't think I know that one.
Oh, well, you were gone for it.
And I didn't hear, all I heard was the last part of it.
Mm-hmm. Well, the last part's not the memorable part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that all you're going to share about it?
That's all there is to share. It's just if you know, you know.
Okay.
There's no on this day for that. I just saw it sitting there.
I do remember we've played that in the past.
Yes, we have. It's in the system. All right, let's see. I believe that it is time for the Boner recap game.
Well, if you know, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a chance for you to win tickets to see X and Los Lobos at Red Butte on July 20th, part of the Red Butte Outdoor Concert Series. Go to x96.com for ticket links and the full concert series lineup.
All right, Richard is here.
Hey, Richard.
Yes, Richard.
Richard.
Hey.
Yeah, wouldn't you like to see Los Lobos and X?
Oh, my wife is going to be so excited.
Well, what about you? Wouldn't you like to see them?
And me too.
Okay,
yes,
good.
I'd love to. I love Red Butte. It's one of my favorite venues.
Yeah, it is very nice there. Now, Richard, all you're going to have to do is tell me which one of the three Boner candidates that I'm about to read to you was the winner, the ultimate winner of Boner of the Day. Were you listening earlier?
Yes, I was.
Oh, you've got it then, Richard. Here we go. Now, remember, it's X and Los Lobos tickets on the line, and your wife's happiness.
No pressure.
Number one. Yeah, don't screw this up, Richard. She's going to be upset. Frico is not a Rico, but it's still a Frico, really. I'm the Boner candidate with these morons celebrating the light sentence that, or the light. I guess it was the light sentence that he'll end up getting, Sean Combs. I don't think we mentioned, the judge didn't let him out. They were talking about letting him out on bail. But
keep him and he doesn't get sentencing till October, so he's there for a bit.
Oh, good. Well, that's good. But these people were celebrating and passing out bottles of baby oil
You know,
they're gross.
Yeah,
He's
and-
gross. You're gross.
Yeah. Boner candidate number 2, your welcoming attitude is forbidden. A classroom banner declaring that everyone is welcome has been declared illegal under a new Idaho statute. Everyone is not welcome, apparently, in classrooms in Idaho.
Well, it's what Jesus would want.
That's right. So that's boner candidate number 2. And then boner candidate number 3 was Dirty Dancing, Done Dirty in Provo. These folks who have these, what they call Dirtylicious dance fitness classes. And it's just a lot of shaking your booty and, and dance classes. It's mainly for fitness. And they're quite popular around the state. Well, the one in Provo at the rec center there, they've said you can't do this at the rec center anymore because, you don't meet certain moral standards that we have
You
here.
don't have to take the class.
So they took the Dirtylicious, they took the venue away from the Dirtylicious dance people. Those were the 3 candidates. Richard, who was the winner?
Well, I feel like I'm in a Star Trek episode where we're in the alternate universe where everything's evil, and it was number 2.
Yes, I think that's a good analogy. A good analogy, Richard. Your wife should be proud of you. And
thank you.
Tell her that you're going to take her to the show at Red Butte. Have a good time. Just say thank you now, and we'll put you on hold.
Thank you now. We'll put you on hold.
Good. There you got it.
It's known as the mirror universe, please. I've been meaning to ask Gina because, the Superman movie opens next weekend.
Yes.
And I know you liked Henry Cavill.
Well, he's a hairy-chested Superman.
But I haven't gotten your thoughts on this Superman.
Well, I think I need to see the movie.
His name is Corin Sweat.
I think I need to see the movie before I decide. He's a handsome man.
Handsome man?
Yeah.
Why did Superman ever take off his shirt anyway? In that when it was Henry Cavill,
because it was Henry Cavill.
But I mean,
because he worked really hard on that, and he wanted to show it off.
What it was is, I think his shirt got burned off because it was like an oil rig explosion, and he was saving people.
Yeah,
I think that's what happened.
It wasn't a lumberjack scene or anything where he had to take off his shirt. And
if it
wood.
were a lumberjack scene,
or chop wood.
I'm trying to remember. It was I only saw the movie once, and it was in theaters when it opened.
Hairy chest. Superman.
I think the last Superman movie I saw was probably the one with Ms. Testmacher.
Oh, you mean the Christopher Reeve?
Yeah.
Why Henry Cavill kept his chest hair for Superman? It's a YouTube video that I'll watch later.
That's for private use. That's for later. That's for later. Although Ms. Testmacher is going to be in this new movie. Not the same actress, but the character.
Yeah, it can't be the same actress because I think she died.
No, she's still with us. Valerie Perrine is still with us, but she's not.
She's bedridden, though.
She's bedridden. She's not well, but she's on Twitter.
Carrie, I'm watching this YouTube video. Yes. There's comic book bare-chested Superman with hair.
Oh yeah.
So it's canon.
It is canon. Of course it is.
It's Harry Cannon. Hi, I'm Harry Cannon.
Your new Superman.
I'm Harry Cannon for the Reality Insurance Company. Hey, so was the one with Miss Tessmacher and Gene Hackman and all that?
Yeah.
Was it the one with General Zod?
That was 2, yeah, Superman 2.
Well, that was the same one? Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that is the last one I ever saw.
That's the last Superman you've ever seen?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. What? So?
That was like
40
years ago.
I had enough of Superman.
You haven't seen any other Superman?
Mm-mm. No.
Well,
that was
they've just been okay.
That was in 1980.
1980.
Yeah.
Superman 2.
What was that? What was after that?
Superman 3.
No, but I mean,
the next iteration.
Yeah.
There were TV shows.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
And then there was Brandon Routh was Superman in Superman Returns,
Yeah,
and I thought he was good.
And I didn't care. I didn't want
that had a great segment where there's a plane crashing and Superman stops the plane and it sets it down gently in a baseball stadium.
But he was just for the one-off, right?
Just the one-off. And Kevin Spacey was Lex Luthor.
And then who? And then who after that?
Then it was hairy-chested Superman.
Henry Cavill. Yeah. See, no, I didn't.
I mean, there were TV shows.
Yeah, I guess that's not that many you missed. But
no, I just remember really liking Terrence Stamp as General Zod.
Oh yeah. Always
but Michael Shannon was a General Zod, too.
Michael
wasn't he?
Shannon was in the hairy-chested Superman.
And wasn't he General Zod?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
And I thought he was fine.
He was probably pretty good. I should have seen that.
I mean, those movies, I like them okay. You know, I don't know why everybody complained about them. I thought they were okay.
Yeah.
It's like I'm the same way with Jurassic Park. I think I watched the first 2 or 3, and then...
Are there any hairy-chested dinosaurs?
Just kind of lost interest after that.
Well, you get Jeff Goldblum with his shirt on.
Oh, yes.
Remember?
Don't want to see that very often.
Yes, you do.
Well, at that time you did.
Yes.
Not so much anymore, I don't
but
think.
at the time, there's a time and a place for hairy chests.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Let's take a break. We'll be back. Very short break. We'll be back with some big boy news and opinioendo. Stand by for all of that. Larson, HVAC and Plumbing.
I love these people.
They're great. They do great work.
So the Larson family has owned Larson HVAC and Plumbing since 2017. But it's not just the Larson family. All the people that work for them, I had 3 other guys at my house putting it. They're all friends of the program, and they're all super nice, super efficient. They do a great job. I had a new AC put in my house, and I didn't know how bad my old AC was.
Yeah.
I knew they needed to replace it. I had no idea how uncomfortable I was before. This new AC system I have, it's a Rheem system, and they're Rheem Pro certified there. It's the same system that you will get if you get $500 off a new high efficiency air conditioner plus a year worth of filters free from Larson.
That's the one I got.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the one this studio needs.
Yeah.
It keeps my house a constant temperature. My old AC, it'd get hot and then it'd cool off, and hot and then it'd cool off. What I have now, it's just constant comfort. Just give them a call, 801-930-5450. Tell them you heard about it from Radio from Hell on X96, or you can go to LarsonHVAC.com.
There was a boy, a very strange and chatty boy.
Yes, that boy, Kyle Brown, longtime friend and participant on the Radio from Hell show. We've known Kyle since he was a high school kid, and now he's, I believe, in his 50s. And he has contributed a lot to our show over the years. We discovered that somebody told us Kyle was ill, and it is true. He has ALS, which is fatal, and he's unable to speak very well anymore. But he's been sending us letters on a weekly basis to let us know how he's doing. And here is the latest letter from Kyle Brown. I titled this one, "What a Difference a Year Makes." 1 year ago this weekend, we moved into our home. 1 year ago, I packed boxes, loaded our trailer several times along with the vehicles, unloaded at the new home. This will sound pompous, but I did the lion's share of the work. I say this because now, 12 months later, I can't stand up without assistance. I can't carry a box, and I can't go up or down stairs. Because of this, it seems like forever ago that we moved into this home. It was mid-March and beautiful spring weather. I wore a T-shirt or a sweatshirt to move us. This year has been...
right now. And it is time for some big boy news and opinioendo, brought to you by
Smith's Pharmacy welcomes Express Scripts, Medicare D, and TRICARE Department of Defense Plan members. You can transfer prescriptions at smithsfoodanddrug.com/payer update.
Thank you.
Let's see. Donald Trump escalated his rhetoric yesterday against Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell, calling for the resignation of the U.S. central bank chief. Trump cited a Bloomberg article reporting that Bill Pulte, the head of the Federal Housing Finance Agency, who has frequently criticized Jerome Powell, called for a prompt investigation into Powell, accusing him of delivering deceptive Senate testimony on the Fed building's renovation project. Trump seemed to endorse Pulte's statement, urging Powell to step down from his role. Too late, should resign immediately, Trump wrote on Truth Social. Powell's term is set to expire in May of 2026, but Trump is already mulling his replacement. The Fed has not commented on Pulte or Trump's statements. During a recent Senate hearing, Powell disputed reports that the Fed headquarters renovation plan included lavish features. There's no VIP dining room. There's no new marble. There's no new special elevators. There are no new water features. There are no beehives. There's no roof terrace garden. Trump has repeatedly attacked Powell, demanding that the Fed lower interest rates, but the U.S. Central Bank has resisted Trump's calls, citing concerns about the effect of his tariffs on the U.S. economy. Earlier this week, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt showed off a list of central bank rates from 44 nations around the world, including a handwritten Trump note addressed to Powell demanding that the U.S. top the list. Jerome, you are, as usual, too late. You have cost the USA a fortune and continue to do so. You should lower the rate by a lot. Hundreds of billions of dollars are being lost. No inflation.
Don't you think Jerome Powell would like to be at the top of that list?
Yeah, sure.
Do you think he just doesn't want to be? Don't you think there might be a reason?
Yeah.
He's worked for several presidents.
House Speaker Mike Johnson had hoped that the House would act quickly after the Senate passed the Republicans' big bill cutting taxes and Medicaid, but progress slowed down. Republicans got bogged down on procedural votes before they could get to an eventual final roll call vote. After holdouts came around on one of the so-called rule votes, Republicans got stuck down on another rule vote that dragged into the late hours. As Wednesday turned into Thursday today, what appeared to be a delay in passing the bill started looking like more of a serious setback. But then, right after 3 a.m. this morning, Republican holdouts flipped and the rule passed, and the Republicans appear on the brink of passing the tax bill and sending it to Donald Trump's desk.
But how bad is this bill that individual politicians are going in and saying, I need an exception for this, I need an exception for that, so that my people don't get screwed over? The rest of y'all can get screwed over. How bad is it that they got to do that?
The Internet is coming for Representative Nancy Mace over her recent overnight social media spree.
Oh, yeah.
On Tuesday, the Republican posted a series of videos showing herself road tripping to Washington, D.C. in pink and white pajamas to cast her vote.
She's gone over.
To cast her vote on Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill.
What did she do?
Mace said her flight, what?
What does she do?
What does she do?
Yeah, because all I do
senator.
is I see her on the Internet. I don't see her actually doing her job.
She's a representative from South Carolina. On Tuesday, the Republican posted a series of videos. Mace said her flights to and from the nation's capital were canceled, so she had to go on by car, and she's wearing pajamas in a Wawa convenience store as Highway to Hell is playing in the background. If D.C. had a theme song, she captioned. A separate post documents her ringing up 3 cans of Red Bull while holding her dog in her arms. From one Waffle House waitress to another, thank you for showing up, working hard, and keeping the coffee hot, she said. We haven't forgotten where we came from. On to D.C. to vote for the big, beautiful bill. She just likes to make a big show out of everything.
Yeah,
I
also think
she's off her nut.
Yeah.
She's
There's
kind
something
of
wrong there.
Sean Combs, Independence Day did not come early for Sean Combs. He was hoping for a taste of freedom after spending the past 9 months in a Brooklyn jail, but he was just denied bail and will remain in custody pending sentencing in his criminal case. As you know, a jury found Diddy not guilty of the 3 most serious charges, 2 counts of sex trafficking and 1 of racketeering, but they found him guilty on 2 counts of the Mann Act.
And
transportation for prostitution across state lines.
And Bill and I had our bet, which, was sort of split. But I think when all is said and done, he's going to either get pardoned or there's
not
going to
serve much time.
No.
That's for sure. I think even if he does serve time, it's going to be
not much.
A matter of months or maybe a year, something like that. Let's see. I had it. Where did that story go? It's a great story about. There's a story about Brad Pitt farting, but I don't want to do that.
Why?
Well, I don't know. It just.
Even his farts are delightful.
Brad Pitt is talking flatulence.
Flatulence.
He appeared on Wednesday, June 2nd episode of Travis and Jason Kelsey's New Heights podcast and discussed the ongoing bit where he eats in every single movie.
Yeah, it's kind of
apparently he does
a thing.
The conversation brought up a wild memory. I haven't thought about this for years. One of my first movies, I'm doing this little independent film, he said, and we're shooting in this little tiny cafe. It's full of crew, about 60 people in there. It's hot. You can't breathe. And my character hadn't eaten for days, and I decided to get a big plate of beans. The F1 star joked that he was all method at this point in his career, and I was like, I'm going to do this right. And I just power down this plate of beans. Take 2. Do the same thing, power down another plate of beans. Take 3, another plate of beans. I do the same thing, and then something hit me. He said, I was stuck on the set, but nature took its course. I continued filming, and all of a sudden, the most diabolical smell descended on the set. It led to the crew fleeing the room. He says, ever since then, I've learned to pace myself.
What I'm learning is that Brad Pitt has no digestive system. It just passed right through him. He has no
I think if
tubes
if you eat 3 plates of beans right in a row, I think it can get you that bad.
Disagree.
And is this a story in honor of National Bean Day or whatever it is today? What did you say?
Yesterday it was, I think. Or maybe it was today.
No, I think it was today.
Yeah. Let's see.
It is a bean story for Bean Day.
Yeah, sure. This was interesting. Brian Kohberger's former professor is making an unsettling confession. Dr. Catherine Ramsland, a leading forensic psychologist at DeSales University in Pennsylvania, said she's afraid that some of the course that she taught Kohberger as an undergraduate and graduate student may have inspired him.
What?
On Wednesday, Kohberger pleaded guilty to the murders of 4 University of Idaho students in a bid to avoid the death penalty. Kohberger fatally stabbed Kaylee Goncalves, Ethan Chapin, Zana Kernodle, and Madison Mogan in their off-campus home in Moscow, Idaho. We all know that. But she says, I have to look at the framework of what I taught in the class and wonder, did I inspire him in some way? She said, I can't second-guess that, but I think I might have inspired somebody else to become an FBI agent at one time.
I think he had this interest before, and that's why he took your class. I don't think you inspired him.
She said, it's terrible, it's very hard, and not what happened, and not just what happened to the victims. I really thought Brian Kohberger was a promising student who really would have made a mark in this career in a very positive way. So disappointed, angry, and, very shocked that this is who he turned out to be, and horrified for the victims and their families. I am just horrified. She met Kohberger when he transferred to DeSales University as an undergraduate who was majoring in psychology. She said Kohberger took several of her classes, which focused specifically on antisocial behavior, psychology, sleuthing, and analyzing the minds of serial killers.
Yeah,
she wrote a book called Confessions of a Serial Killer, The Untold Story of Dennis Rader, the BTK killer.
Yeah, he had an interest there, and that's why he studied it, tried to get a job at the police department. There are a few other details that came out yesterday. He had been driving by that house for months.
So
they could ping his phone there months before this happened. You want to hear my take on it?
Okay.
So I think he had this interest.
Uh-huh.
I think he thought he was smart enough that he could commit the perfect crime. So he planned it and planned it and planned it. I think he either met one of the girls or saw them in person and became hyper-focused and obsessed with them, either on social media or in person. Found out where she lived, stalked them, planned it. But that night, I think he only intended to kill the one girl, because what happened was he went inside.
Mm-hmm.
The girl was in the bed with her friend who was visiting. She didn't live there. So he might not have known that she was visiting and they were sleeping in the same bed. So he killed both of them in the bed. Then, as he was leaving, the other girl that died had ordered DoorDash. She came out to pick up her DoorDash and ran into him in the hallway.
And there he was, yeah.
And then her boyfriend was in the... So I think this is 3 more people than he intended to kill.
Rob McElhenney has addressed the blowback to legally changing his name to Rob Mack after he was criticized for slowly morphing into fellow Wrexham AFC co-owner Ryan Reynolds in the most Ryan Reynolds way possible. Yes, I'm shortening my name to Rob Mack, mostly a stage name, but I digress. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia creator and actor said, it's kind of douchey, isn't it? I mean, yes, it is. But the amount of time that I've wasted trying to get people to either spell or say my name correctly is literally days of my life.
Well, and I think it happens every day.
He said, trust me, I have added it up.
Yeah.
He said, so if you think it's douchey, yeah, it probably is. But really, I don't care. I'm changing my name to Rob Mack, okay?
Good for you.
Yeah.
All right. Weather?
Okay, so a lot like yesterday, 40% chance of those afternoon thunderstorms. Could be some wind, could be some lightning. Not a lot of rain involved, but we could see some of that. 89 for a high, so it's cooler than it was yesterday. 20% chance of that continuing overnight tonight, 65 overnight. Tomorrow, 4th of July, 90 for a high with a 20% chance of thunderstorms. Then the weekend sort of dries out and warms up, 92, 94, 97 by Monday. Cascade Collision Repair, Utah's leader for certified repairs. Get free estimates online at cascadecollision.com or in person, including their newest location in West Valley City.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you listen to Radio from Hell in your car, but listen at home too. Tell your smart speaker to play
Inquiry.
Would this be a
Yes.
morsel of murder?
Yes.
Okay.
And now, a morsel of murder with Gina Barberi. Radio from Hell on X96.
So we had a friend of the program from Arizona call and was asking about this trial for Karen Reed. And I had read about it. It is in Massachusetts. I'd read about it, and I had made some assumptions about it. But I promised our friend of the program I would do a deeper dive. Here we go.
Murder.
All right.
With its bombshell revelations and myriad twists, the Karen Reed murder trial has been a wild ride for anyone keeping tabs on the sensational Boston area case. Reed, 44, is accused of backing her Lexus SUV into her boyfriend, Boston police officer John O'Keefe, in the early morning hours of January 29th, 2022, while intoxicated and leaving him to die in the snow, prosecutors allege. Reed and her lawyers claim something else happened at the house party where she dropped O'Keefe off that night. O'Keefe was allegedly beaten up by someone there with whom he had a long-standing dispute. Reed's defense argues she's the victim of a massive cover-up among local and state law enforcement community. So, for months, diehard supporters on both sides have gathered each day. This has been a huge trial, apparently, picking sides there. O'Keefe's injuries were consistent with being hit by a car, especially his two weren't consistent with being hit by a car.
Okay.
He had 2 black eyes and deep claw-like marks found on his right arm, her lawyers allege. Now, when she was arrested, she was heard saying, "Did I hit him? Did I hit him?" So that's why people were thinking, and I was thinking, that she backed over him and killed him. But they're saying that his injuries not consistent with being run over by police. Attorneys believe that O'Keefe may have been attacked by a dog at the home of retired Boston police officer Brian Albert, who hosted the gathering that night. Further fueling the theory that of a police cover-up, Reed's lawyers claim there's a series of alleged butt dials between people who were at the party. Butt dials, but there were texts that
Connected
said
with
butt texts
that said things like, "Tell them the guy never went into the house," and also Google searches for things like, "How long does it take somebody to die when they're out in the cold?"
Well,
Now, who was making those searches?
The police officers that were inside this house party.
I see.
How long does it take at 2 a.m.? They're texting, or they're Googling, how long does it take?
Well, that's not suspicious at all.
So-
If they were probably playing a trivia game of some sort.
Yeah, so it's...
So our caller was correct.
I think there is some shenanigans here.
They're probably not going to be able to convict her of a crime.
If there are text messages saying, we'll say he was never here, and how long does it take somebody to die in the cold? That's
Why haven't they thrown the case out?
Well,
Can't they do that?
I mean, they're in the middle of the trial.
Yeah,
These
can't
are
they just say, you know what, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we're going to stop here.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think you can.
It's a circus. I'll keep Murder Desk will keep following this. I was only briefly paying attention to it, but now I will pay closer attention.
It has your full attention.
But would you agree with the caller that?
Right. It's 4th of July weekend, a lot of stuff going on, but the Gateway.
Oh, that's the place to be, the
That's
Gateway.
the place to be.
Jaleesa is here. Hi, Jaleesa. How are you?
Hi, thanks for having me.
Sure. The Gateway is, I think, every single store at the Gateway, every single business is doing something.
Yeah, well, we have a huge 4th of July celebration. We've been doing that for 6 years now, from 7 to 10:30 p.m. We just close off the road and have a huge block party. But yeah, a lot of our merchants will stay open late. They'll have specials as well, but we have also our own celebration happening outside on the street.
And that's all free, right?
Yeah, it's free and open to the public. It's family friendly, but also we have like cocktails by Holistic Spirits, draft beer. So we appeal to everyone.
2 stages with live music, right?
Yes, we will have Changing Lanes on the Plaza stage, as well as a DJ, and then we have a specific karaoke stage, which people love, and a bunch of yard games outside, food, cocktails, beer, activities for the kids, free face painters. So, yeah, everything for everyone.
It is important to say at the Gateway, don't bring a bag, don't bring a backpack or a.
Yeah, this year it's a new thing we're trying. Just like every other stadium, we are saying no bags, only diapers or a diaper bag or a medical bag will be allowed for security reasons, just to keep everyone safe and to keep the celebration going.
But the Dave & Buster's is doing having some specials.
Yeah, we have Dave & Buster's, Flankers, The Brews. Pretty much all of our bars are having some sort of special and fan activation for the 4th of July.
Are there fireworks?
Yes, we are doing fireworks at 10:30. I don't think there's a 4th of July celebration without fireworks, right?
But I'm telling people, don't do that at your house. Go see a professional show. Take the kids. It's free. You can enjoy the music, get something to eat, and see the fireworks at 10:30.
Yeah, I agree. You know, safety first, and let us take the burden from you.
Let the professionals handle it.
So it's the 4th of July celebration, and coincidentally, you're having it on the 4th of July. And which is, I think, is that a coincidence or did you plan it that way?
Yeah, I mean, we were for a long time the only event that would host it on the 4th of July, because usually people wait until Friday or Saturday to have their fireworks shows. But this year it's on a Friday, so I think it's happening at other places, but the Gateway is the place to be.
So lots of music. It starts at 7 p.m., goes till 10:30. The streets will be blocked off, so make your way to the plaza there. At the Gateway, and there'll be plenty of food to buy. You don't have to buy anything. You can just hang out and listen to the music and whatever. But there'll be plenty of food available and drinks and fireworks starting
10:30.
They're at 10:30.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Anything else going on the Gateway you think people need to know about? New stuff?
I mean, we have a couple of merchants opening soon. We have Crazy Croffle, which is this amazing waffle place, but they use croissant dough instead of regular. That'll be opening at the end of July. And the Museum of Illusions, which they have a ton of locations around the U.S. The closest ones to us is in Vegas, and it does amazing there. That will be opening July 18th, and it's another experience, kind of like like tricks and things like that. We're very excited about that one as well. And a little bit more to come. Just can't say anything
better,
yet.
you better check with local regulations because I'm not sure that it's legal to use croissant dough in a waffle. I'm not. There may be
The legislature may have
there may be some local laws against that sort of thing.
Bill, it's sinful. It's not against the law. There's a difference.
No, not here. No, there's no difference here. If it's sinful, it's against the law.
But there are a lot of great merchants down at the Gateway. We got our friend Boba Henry is down there with the Pearl Milk Tea Club, and Dr. Volts is there, and so a lot of great places.
So it's tomorrow.
Yeah,
4th of July.
Yeah.
Thanks for being with us, Jaleesa.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much. All right, we're going to take a break, play a song for you, and then it is the Boner of the Week. Dave the Flower Guy will be here to tell us who Boner of the Week is, and then we'll crawl towards the exits. RenaissanceRanch.com.
Renaissance Ranch, it's a local family-owned addiction treatments center, and if you've been struggling with drugs or alcohol, there is no finer place to deal with that problem than Renaissance Ranch. Help is out there. I mean, the hardest part is admitting to yourself that you need the help, but when you do, take the help from Renaissance Ranch. They offer residential and outpatient services. They have among the highest success rates in the country at Renaissance Ranch, and a lifetime guarantee. That means if you are to complete the program, go all the way through it, and then you have a relapse at some time, you can go back to Renaissance Ranch and do it over for free. Renaissance Ranch is, did I mention they offer residential and outpatient? I think I did. So go to RenaissanceRanch.com. You'll find compelling success stories there, and you can also schedule a free consultation at Renaissance Ranch. Renaissance Ranch now accepts most private insurance plans and
things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
Yep, these are things that must go. Things that are bugging you, our dear friends of the program. Things that you can't stand anymore. I can't stand it no longer. So you put down your thing that must go, your things that must go in a email. You send it off to us at radiofromhell@x96.com. You put must go in the subject line. Remember that. And when you do this, if we read yours on the radio, maybe the things will disappear from your life. We hope so. Gina, do you want to go first?
Sure. Let's see. This from Callie. Hello, my things that must go. Overhearing a family member say, well, I voted for Trump, but I didn't think he was going to do all the things he said he was going to do. Just let that simmer for a moment. My son doing school report on representatives for the state of Utah. He picked Mike Lee. He's only 13 and he didn't know what he was doing, but what must go is me having to help do research on this asshat, and I have to print out and look at photos of his stupid face.
Yeah.
Last, the lack of acceptable men in this state. I'm 45, single, non-LDS. I don't want a Trump-loving conservative, gym-obsessed tool who shares Joe Rogan posts and takes selfies.
The worst.
I just want to find my own Joe. I'm afraid Gina took the last one. Oh, well, thanks for reading. Hang in there, Callie. There's good guys out there.
Are there?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know any.
Me neither.
Let's see. Dear Lords and Lady, you can use my name, Thomas. Tesla trucks must go. They look like a garbage can on wheels. Why would anyone buy this garbage?
Oh, because it's less safe than the Pinto.
My dog Russell's bones he leaves all around the house must go. I keep stepping on them. He's a sensitive soul and doesn't like it when I scream in pain. Let's see. We've got these Philadelphia Eagles fans breaking into a laundry truck to throw towels in the air and then setting that pile of towels on fire.
Oh.
Yeah.
People bragging Gen Z for not getting credit cards. Why the hell would they want to get crap rewards?
Yeah.
And having to wait forever for season 3 premiere of White Lotus because the actor and writer strike. I'm anxious to hear a war cry of guttural chanting leading to the misery of wealthy, sexy people and murder.
Wow.
All right. Is that it?
Yeah.
I'll go next. I got one of my own. When you use your electric toothbrush and there's a hair stuck in the bristles of it, and it's a hair that's so fine and you can't really even see it. Like you go, you take it out and you look for the hair in the toothbrush and you can't see it. And you keep brushing your teeth and there's a hair in it. Let's see. This one says, home buying firms that send my mother what looks like a legitimate check in the mail for about half the market value of her house with a small print, not a real check on it, must go.
These people are good at their manipulative marketing tactics. My mother becomes fixated on the high dollar amount on the check, and it takes me forever to explain to her that her house is worth a lot more than what's on the check. Yep. And in her advancing years, it's getting more difficult to reason with her as to where she plans to live if she abruptly sells her home to these vultures. That's from Johnny B. Also, lymphoma needs to go, he says. This one says, migraine headaches. I get them when a low pressure comes in. Not being able to sleep. People mumbling. Please speak clearly. It's not that I can't hear. It's that you mumble.
Yeah, that's it.
And Trump, Musk, and the whole effing crew. Love you guys. You can use my name. It's Jana. And then finally this one. Good morning, Lords. Okay to use my name. Shane. Couple of Muskos here. About 35 years ago, at the age of 13, I was hit by a van. The bumper hit me in the face and broke multiple bones in my face.
Wow.
Broke my nose, my orbitals, broke the jaw in 5 places,
Yikes.
split the hard palate, knocked my top teeth out. And because of the facial reconstruction, I can't have implants, so I've had dentures for 34 years.
Wow.
Well, the must-go here is that I was washing my car, and I sneezed so hard that my denture flew out, and I'll be damned if it didn't go into the drain.
Of course it did.
So in a blackwater hell, they are laying in a 9-foot hole, damn it. So now I'll be toothless and ruthless for a week, praying like hell that video doesn't end up on YouTube.
Wow.
Next, semis on Legacy Highway must go. Truck drivers who don't check their tires, also retreading tires must go. That's dangerous. The majority of that tire garbage you see on the road, on the highway, it's because they have not been, the tires have not been retreaded correctly.
Oh.
And then lastly, Carrie, you play the Common People song by Shatner.
Yes.
And when I hear it, the Shatner version sticks.
Yes.
And unfortunately, I think it's the best version.
It is.
Which is vile.
I know.
It's despicable. It's heinous.
I agree.
And would probably make me lose my next denture.
I know.
Thanks for the time. Your friend Shane, a.k.a. The Gummer.
Oh, Shane.
Carrie?
Shane Gummer. All right. Let's see this one from Tasha. Thing that must go is produce bags. I'm vertically impaired. The stores love to place their bags up high.
Oh, yeah.
Making me look stupid trying to get one or having to walk around to find the ones in other areas that are placed practically. Keep them at a normal level. And also, why did you make them child-proof? It's just impossible to get them open.
Yeah, lick your finger.
Do what I do.
A little bit of water.
Take your own produce bags to the store.
Yeah. Or just a little bit of water from like the lettuce or something, and then that'll help you. All right. Let's see this one from Tristan of the most west of Jordans. Doorbells in commercials must go. There must be something inbred in dogs. Mine has never heard a real doorbell because I don't have one. The second one rings on TV, he goes absolutely nuts. Also, can we get rid of car horns and crashes and sirens and radio? Same reason, but for me, nothing like a fake emergency to give me an unnecessary panic attack while driving. Let's see, Tony, things that must go. Not getting tickets early enough for the not safe for work brunch before they sell out. Well, Tony, be paying attention next week.
Got another event.
We've got an event coming
That's all
up.
I'm saying. The light bulbs in my van headlights getting burnt out, and they're stubborn to pull out. The Restore the Flag people wanting to impeach Governor Spencer Cox. I don't know why they must go. I let them fight. That's my answer. The Sundance Film Festival not having anything worth watching. And having to miss out on the screening of Love Hurts tonight. I wanted to see Kei Huy Kwan kick some butt.
Oh,
and tenants being late with rent, says Tony. Brody says he's got nothing but complaints about his apartment. Brody, your Utah transplant, emailing you from the most wrecks of Bergs. These are my must-goes. Apartment edition. I live in the ground floor corner unit by the stairs. The asshat Tesla driver, no plates, no tags, not disabled, keeps parking in the handicap spot just so that they can charge their dumb car. Other cars have been ticketed for doing this, but the Tesla hasn't yet. My neighbors use all their weight to race down the stairs in the mornings. That must go.
Boom, 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 boom.
I can hear them from the 3rd floor. I work nights and my bedtime's around 1 a.m. The race starts at 7. my apartment's natural temperatures must go. The complex does not have vents running through it, only has a single wall-mounted unit in the hallway that pushes out into the living room.
Oh, that's hard.
I'm overheating in my bedroom and have been sleeping with the windows open while it's 15 degrees outside. It only gets worse in the summer. Thank you. Make these must-goes go.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
New Order, 1963 is the song, because you didn't want to hear the other one.
No.
All right, let's get the boner of the week. Here we are.
Well,
Dave's ready to go. He's right here.
Yeah. Hi, Dave. When did you get here?
About 15 minutes ago.
He's been standing right here, Bill.
Oh, you've been standing there the whole time?
Yeah.
Oh, geez, I should have looked up. Dave is the flower guy, we call him. He used to be the lawnmower and flower guy, but no more mowing lawns, right?
No, I retired from that.
But still selling flowers.
Yeah.
So if you see Dave out and about with flowers, tap him on the shoulder and say, "Hey, buddy, can you sell me some flowers?" And he'll do it, right?
Right.
All right. Dave, are you ready to select Boner of the Week?
Yeah.
You're the only one we trust to do this, you know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He knows. He
knows.
takes this seriously.
We ought to have a special T-shirt made for Dave that says.
Sure.
Dave is. We only have 4 candidates this week because we're off tomorrow. Boner candidate number 1 from Monday. Off with their heads at the Justice Department. Oh, that's Pam Bondi announcing that they're firing lawyers in the Justice Department.
January
lawyers,
6th, guys.
that worked on January 6th trial because, you know, they were prosecuting insurrectionists.
They were doing their job.
They were prosecuting people who tried to overthrow the government. But we can't have that. We can't have them doing that. So you're fired. Boner candidate number 2 from Tuesday. Someone has been taking pot shots at the Krishnas in Spanish Fork. Someone has been shooting holes in the Krishna temple in Spanish Fork. And now nobody's been hurt, but it's rather disturbing that somebody thinks it's a good idea to drive up and just randomly shoot into the building. It's terrible. Boner candidate number 3 from yesterday. There will be no root beer in the fountains. And I eat my burrito with my fingers. This is former Fox News commentator, former Utah congressman and now Fox News commentator Jason Chaffetz, trying to besmirch the Democratic election that was held in New York. The guy, Mr. What's his name, Mamdani. He was the Democratic nominee. He'll be running against Eric Adams. but they're trying to paint him as being some sort of a communist and a Muslim who doesn't want police protection for people in New York City, who wants chaos, and he eats his food with his hands.
Well, that might be true, but so what?
Yeah.
And then boner candidate number 4 from yesterday. Your welcoming attitude. Oh, that's from today. Your welcoming attitude is forbidden. The Idaho State Legislature passed a law that says you can't put a sign in your classroom that says everyone is welcome here. All right, which one is the boner of the week, Dave?
Number 1.
Pam Bondi.
Really?
Right? Yeah.
Okay.
Pam Bondi.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That's your boner of the day, or boner of the week. Excuse me. Yes. All right. Now we're off tomorrow. We're not here.
Correct.
And Bill's going to be gone Monday.
Yeah, I take an extra day. I'm going to Moab, and it's my anniversary. So.
Well, you deserve a take it.
Sure. Well, I am. But thanks for allowing me to take
Well,
it.
I'm just saying, don't feel bad about it.
I don't.
Okay, good.
Not in the slightest.
Good.
Nor do I, and I don't feel bad about my anniversary either. 28 years.
Way to go.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Well, I think we got everything covered, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fine job as always, Katie. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
Cannibalism is a choice.
It's true. Artie Fufkin is next.